Still show up a lot, Mark. Questions and skills.
I think I got it. I think I got it out of referral list.
Yeah. Let's see. It's down.
That's amazing. God
there.
Someone keeps adding it to Wikipedia.
I'm really bad at doing this from here. I'm really bad at doing it, period.
Wikipedia?
Yeah. K-How.
Man, they're good people, aren't they? Holy shit.
K-How, K-H-O-W.
Thank you,
Dan, we have
Tab.
a guest coming. Do you want him here or here?
And K-How again.
We don't have any of that shit to worry about with you.
Right here.
It'd probably be better there just to
There you go. Good job.
There's no mic stop.
Which guest is this?
This is Smith.
Smith? I thought, okay, good.
But,
Is Smith coming in? Is Smith coming in?
yes, he's here, but it's right at the beginning of the show, and he's never been here before.
Mike's been here a lot.
Oh,
He's been here like
I was thinking he was new.
8,
I'm
10
sorry.
times. Yeah, bring him up. He can sit right
And that's
there.
normally where you
Okay.
Or Dan, or
I'll go get
Well,
it.
yeah, somebody will go get
I'll go
him,
get
but
it.
he needs to be forgotten now.
Yeah, and I apologize about going down for George.
That's
Ross
don't worry about
was
it.
trying to finish telling me the beginning of anti-Semitism, the story of it, and so. Is he down there now?
He is.
Oh, I'll get him now. Okay.
Text a nationwide keyword, tab, to 200-200. You'll get a comprehensive text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's tab to 200-200. This is
shit, my headset.
Mark just.
now Tom Martino, the troubleshooter.
All right, welcome to the show. As you know, the only show of its kind. I'm watching Mr. Martino get his headset out.
Yes, I do this every day for 40 years and I forget it. What the hell's going on in my life? And how do I forget to put on my headset?
You know what's
my
worse?
Earpiece. What?
I just realized I forgot mine.
Oh, okay, you did. So let's go to the phones. What do you say? Today is Home Services Day. I have Fix It with me, Fix It 24/7, FixMyHome.com. I also have Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric down in the Springs. We're talking about home services. I think of all the stuff, let's see, who do we use the most in life? Car mechanics and home services, right? I would say of all the consumer stuff we do, home services, when I say home services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, or cars, what else do we use more? What else do we use more, George? What do you think? What do we use more? I think we all have that, probably the most. Retailers, of course, but I'm talking about for services. We even use plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, and we use cars and car mechanics and all that more than health, more than any other part of our lives.
Technology, but we don't tend to have as many problems.
We don't have interactions with technology, though. We don't have people coming to our home for it. That's what I meant. Anyway, we're going to go to the phones, but we have plenty of topics and plenty of things to talk about. So 303-713-TALK. Ben, what's going on with you, Ben?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Ben. What's going on?
Well, about back in November, this company, a collection company for a company called Raging Lions, gave me a call, set up for Raging Lion, whatever their name is, gave me a call for an amount that it was owed, and it was $652 for several orders. I only ordered one product from them.
What did you order from them?
Yeah, it was just kind of a testosterone booster. I'm kind of losing hair, so I wanted to give it a try.
Right. It's a supplement. By the way, just so people know, testosterone can do just the opposite and take your hair away. I just want people to know. And by the way, testosterone boosters don't work. They only boost what you have, and they don't really boost it. They convert it. And it's a long story, but I'm not going to preach to you. So, Ben, listen, why are they coming after 600 and something if you only made one order? And the order you made, did you pay for it?
I paid shipping and handling, and it's weird because they never gave me an invoice for the $652, but this collection company, and I got their phone number if you need it, because Dan called me earlier, and he wanted to get the number. I gave him the wrong number. I got the right number now, but
I think I know what's happening. I think I know what's happening without you even saying it, because you said you paid just shipping and handling. I think they offered a free sample, or free something, and then you, without knowing it, agreed to get on a regular delivery, and then I think that's the story.
Right. It's weird though, because when I called Raging Lion, this company, they said I didn't owe them anything, and my account had been canceled before I even canceled it. They said this collection company said the company tried several times to collect payment and were unable to do so. And the balance left to me was $652. I talked to this lady.
All right, listen, let's just get right to it. What are they going to do about it? You know, when these guys try to trick me into paying, I just say, come after me. Do you really think what are they going to do? They say you owe $652 for stuff. Did you ever get the product?
I got one bottle. That was it, and that's what I was telling this
and
lady.
And what exactly did you order? What is it called?
It's just that GH Booster or whatever, Raging Lion, 30-pill bottle, small bottle.
They call it Raging Lion?
Yeah, and if you look them up online, you won't find a website for them. I tried several times to call them.
Well, what are you trying to do now? What are you trying to do now? Is it on your credit card or what?
No, it's not. Like I said, they only charge the shipping and handling, and that
I know.
was it.
What are you trying to do right now? You're calling because you want us to. Are you afraid they might come after you for this $652?
Yeah, pretty. That's it. And just what
Did you ever sign? Did you ever sign anything?
No, I just ordered it online. I don't think they're an e-signature or not.
Listen, they're going to have to come after you for it because you're not going to pay it, and this is one where you have to do battle. Nothing we can say or do will make them cancel it. They say they will cancel it, but then they're going to come after you again. You say to them, I do not owe it. I never agreed to it. Come after me. I want you to. They won't. I mean, it costs them more in attorney's fees. Now, listen, if you signed a contract, that's a different story. But you say you did not.
Right.
I would not worry about it. Ben, all you can do is just dare them to come after you. And if you get served, go to court and you say, look, I never agreed to this, period. You know, these companies work by intimidation. These mail order companies work by intimidation. They don't want to go to court. They're not going to fine. They're not coming to Denver to try to collect $500, and they're not going to call a local attorney because a local attorney is not going to work free unless a local attorney feels they have a strong case and can add attorney's fees. And it's not going to happen 98% of the time. But that's only something you can decide. Tell them, the more you challenge these people, the more they go away.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
No, listen, I've had this happen before where people have been threatened and it doesn't work. But boy, the nerve of them calling this product Raging Lion. That's weird. They may as well call it Big Giant Unit. I mean, you know, come on. We have a product called Big Giant Unit. We'll send it to you free. Just pay shipping and handling. This shipping and handling thing, in all cases, is what's called an auto ship. They send you the first product free, but you sign up for an auto ship, and it's automatically sent to you unless you cancel. But one thing I want to know, Ben, this is something I have to ask. Did you ever give a credit card?
Yeah, I paid for it with a debit card. That was just
oh my God. Ben, you do not even want to hear what I'm going to tell you. You don't want to hear it, but I'm going to tell you.
I already canceled the card out.
No.
They can't.
No.
They won't.
That they still have your routing number and account number. It doesn't matter if the card's canceled. They have your account. Now, I'm going to give the advice. You won't do it, but I'm going to tell you what you need to do. When you have a dispute with your bank account, unfortunately, you can't just open a new account with the same bank. Can't. Banks do cross-collateralization. If someone presents payment to that bank and you have closed your account, they will go to any account you own. It's called cross-collateralization. We all agree to it. Now, that is why you must open an account in another institution. Yep. You can't even go to the same bank. People don't understand that. You know how many times they get stung? They open a new account and think, aha, they don't have this account. All a creditor has to do is present the information on the old account. And if the new account has the same title, like Ben so-and-so, they go right to it. Same social security number, right to it. You would have to have someone else open it or open it in another institution. Did you hear what I said, another institution? I don't mean another branch. I mean another institution. It's unfortunate. The same goes with credit cards. People have disputes with credit card companies. I had a dispute with a credit card company. This company swore that I had a subscription, and I said, no, I don't. So I stopped. Before I knew better, I called the credit card company and got a new credit card. New one. Same account, new card. Turned off the old card. The old company presented what they called a recurring charge to my new account. Did not have the expiration date, did not have the code, did not have the credit card number. But because they had the old one, they honored it. So I asked Capital One, don't you think you ought to tell me that? I call and tell you I'm having a dispute, and this is fraud, and you give me another card, and all someone has to do to get to the new card is present the old card's information? Does that sound like you're a moron? This is what they do. So this person at Capital One says, oh, you have to close the entire account, not just issue a new card. Just for those listening, if that ever happens to you, this information is invaluable. A new card does not protect you from fraud, ever. Doesn't. It has to be a whole different account.
A little bit later than we thought, Tom, but I got you.
Hey, cool.
Yeah, large
Car.
brought it for everybody.
Oh, that is very cool. What sizes?
I have large.
And then you have rental car.
I'll take a large.
I have medium.
I mean, if you
Not-
don't have
not-
one with you, I'll
no.
take this and shrink it up a
Okay,
little.
very good.
What's the problem?
Mark, large or
They
extra
took
large?
off and now it's on
Let me see, do they shrink a lot?
Who took off?
No, about 50-50
Hey,
polyester.
look.
If they don't shrink a
I like
large,
this
if
one.
they do shrink extra large.
They have a bond.
I like it.
Actually, give me the XL.
In Colorado, when you
Thank you.
You're welcome.
oh, you probably don't have a 3X, so don't even
I
try.
have one on my back because that's what I'm wearing.
XL?
Yeah.
Me too, because I'm fat.
Hey, Mike, I got a question for you. You're a
Yeah.
plumber, right?
I am.
Is there any way to tell if, when they put a toilet on, if they didn't get it on as far as the wax ring, right?
Well,
Without
take a
taking it
level.
up?
Take a level.
But can't you tell by flushing? Won't it leak?
It'll leak a little bit, or take a level. Put a level on the toilet and see where they leveled
Does
it.
it always have to be level? It always.
Oh yeah, that's the key. Most people
This
go,
one-
oh,
this
just
one
put a toilet on, and
How
if you
long
don't,
has this one toilet been leaking? Does she
Oh,
think?
it's
30
been,
years?
I will bet you since they're, I mean, because the floor's all
It-
rotted out.
oh shit.
But
That's a wax. That's a
But
either
listen
the
to this.
waxing wasn't put on right, or when they put the toilet
So a
on.
company
it
shows
didn't
up.
work.
Yes.
And says, what was wrong with the toilet, by the way?
it stunk.
It stunk. They said you need a new toilet, but that's neither here nor there. They didn't want to go, it needed to be reset, but they didn't even look under it.
Right.
They said you probably needed a new toilet, because they figured it was cracked or something.
If the wax ring's leaking,
But
you're
this is just,
flushing sewage into
I had 2 toilets that when I moved into California, that they had just done 2
Well, she has-
bathrooms, but I didn't know those were.
She has another company come out and sell the
So-
toilet, and it was rotting. Like
Oh, this
years
is-
of rot,
yeah,
years and years of rot and stink and sewage on the press board underneath.
Subfloor.
Yeah.
So
And you're
she
flushing.
wanted the
you're
company
flushing
that
shit
said
right
she
into the
needed a
wood.
new toilet to replace everything.
Think about it.
Oh, that's
I
not
said,
true.
they didn't cause that. They just missed it.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between missing and causing.
Yes.
to get
I'm not even sure they missed it.
They missed it.
Is this in Colorado?
They for sure missed it.
Well, they said it needed a new wax ring.
What happened?
No,
to
they said she needed a new toilet.
No, they said she needed a new wax ring and a new toilet.
Well,
So if you
Well,
close it down,
you get a new wax ring every time you get a new toilet.
No. What happened was they said there was leaking
so
at
they
the
have
wax
I don't know
ring.
how you find it. Maybe she's
So,
And because there was rust all inside of the toilet, they said you also needed a new toilet.
yeah. So a lot of times what happens is these guys that go out to do the work,
they do have something to go after.
they're pretty good technicians.
But I asked them to send over the
they're
original
very
paperwork
poor
so we could see
communicators.
the notes
At
from
one
the
time,
Oh, yeah,
once,
that's what I'd like to see instead. No.
a customer, when they told them, hey,
Dime size.
I
All I'm
see
saying-
probably we need to cut this
Just for
out,
anybody.
probably
Put it in
replace,
toilet.
find out
Like I said, I
where
had
the
two toilets,
dry
but
walk
they
goes,
didn't put it
replace
on
the
right.
support,
I always
everything.
make sure
Some
I get
customer
the-
one time
they
said,
make a
you're just trying to rip
deluxe
me
wax
off,
ring that
I don't need
has
all that
a
stuff.
rubber
So they shut
cone
down
piece
because
that
they're
goes
not
in.
strong
Yep,
personalities,
yep,
right?
That
And
has-
so,
yeah, well, not all
what
of the
happens a lot of
cheap ones don't
times is
have it.
maybe somebody
But it has the
didn't
extra
pull it
coating.
off
So when you
to
do it, you
evaluate
put the
it,
wax ring
we
on
send
the
a
toilet,
tech out
put
to
it
actually
down,
do
or
the
you
work.
put it down.
He shows up and goes, oh my
But
gosh,
also
there's more
always
here,
the extra
but it's
paper.
not on my
Yes,
work
yes.
order.
So-
And last time I talked to somebody about it, he yelled at
You
me,
can mush it
so I'm not
you
gonna
can mush
talk
out
to him
where
about
it's-
it. And then we get the phone call.
Once you pull
In a
the
situation
I
like
like
that,
the George's
What
Christmas
he's
party.
saying, if it's caught on the flange,
People, I just happen to know.
Yeah,
some
but
of
it's
them.
gonna be quite a bit.
You can invite
Those
me.
fat
Well,
wax
anyway.
rings, like you said,
No,
you
his
could put-
guys.
we had fun this year.
His guys.
if you sit on twice the
These
back of
guys,
the wax
I don't know
ring
how
is
he
just all
fixes
the way
it.
out.
Every single one of them has a
Sitting on
weird
the floor.
personality, just
The original toilet.
They're totally personalities. I mean, do you look for personality? These guys are in and of themselves. I swear to God, they can do stand up. I mean, I don't know if you picked that or.
Well, it's to his point.
They can do
Like
stand up.
if they're a good technician but not a good communicator,
Right, right. Or
you know, they got to be both.
Didn't you say you can teach a person to be a technician, but not to be a personality?
That's exactly
Because
right.
of the bacteria.
Yeah,
it
I
makes
mean, you
it
can make somebody a
faster.
better communicator, but
Because
I
you're
mean,
feeding
They either
bacteria.
have it or they don't.
Your guys, are they fun?
You
Are
feed
they good
bacteria.
people?
We
what they
have
want, food and water. I
probably
mean,
75% of them are personable and will carry on a conversation, can take objections, you know, handle the whole situation. But, you know, we grew so fast over the last 2 years that I needed some guys that were just technically competent, could do the work. I had plenty of people that could sell it, but I needed some guys technically competent. And they're still with me, and again, they're quality human beings. They you know, leave the job clean, they make sure the customer's okay, all that, but they can't, if something comes up, they have to call somebody in because they just can't communicate. Like as soon as a customer gets mad at them, boom, I'll get the text or the call.
Mike, also, does their ego get in the way?
Not some of the more personable people they will. They're not the technician guys.
Okay.
They want to do a good job.
Yeah.
They just can't. If the customer says, "Well, how about this?"
Do you have any pain?
They don't know.
How about anxiousness? I don't know why CBD helps with the anxiety, even when it doesn't have THC in it. RealCBDThatWorks.com. The name of the company is Panacea Life Sciences. And why I like them is because CBD works, first of all. And they're the ones that extract it in a pure form and dose it accurately. So there's no controversy on CBD. It works, no matter what brand. But here's the thing. They're the brand you can trust to actually give it to you, because most of them, there's all kinds of lawsuits going on all over the country. RealCBDThatWorks.com, Panacea Life Sciences, and wonderful products. They have a variety. Like they have some chewables and some gels, caps, and some, you know, different kinds. Now, one thing I want to say, by the way, is this whole controversy on CBD. It's not marijuana, just for people to know. It's not, and it has nothing to do with marijuana. It doesn't make you high, and it just has very good properties. I think reefer madness has really made this country. I swear to God, it's like people have such a thing about it. How you stand on marijuana, I'm not going to get into. That's up to you. But do you know that, by the way, marijuana is one of the fastest growing industries in the country? Holy crap. Anyway, regardless of how you stand on that, the CBD stuff is safe. Now, I don't know, are athletes banned from using CBD? Does anyone know?
Yeah, no, not at all.
Mike, by the way, is with us from Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains. So
They're
Tom,
not banned? They're not banned?
Tom, they're using them a lot in professional hockey. Again, it's an anti-inflammatory, and since you put me onto that Panacea, I've been using it.
Is it cool?
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, a couple of months, and I have a lot of football injuries
Yeah.
from the day, and it just helps. It reduces
man,
inflammation without the drugs.
Yeah. So now, Bob, talk about your flooring. What's going on, Bob?
Well, thanks for taking my call.
Yes, Bob.
So I guess I need a little advice.
Okay.
Doing a whole house remodel, which I started probably 3 months ago.
Yeah.
New hardwood floors, new doors, new trim, and the issue I have is with my hardwood floors.
What's the problem? Did the same contractor do it all?
No, I have a hardwood floor person that did the floors, and then he referred me to a trim person. So I have some quality, I thought quality people doing the work, but I have the issues with the hardwood floors themselves.
Do you think it's with the manufacturer or the installation, or you don't know?
The manufacturer.
Talk about it. What's going on?
Okay, so the floors were actually installed 2 months ago. I went away on a trip, got back a couple days ago, and there are holes in the floor where there's like some sawdust coming up, and so I did a little research and found out what it is. It's a powder post beetle, and I had someone.
Wait. So your floor had these beetles already in it?
Correct.
And they eat away at the wood?
Correct. And they come out and leave holes and little sawdust piles.
Will they continue to do this the rest of, are they going to ruin the floor?
They have a lifespan of 2 to 5 years.
Can you use I know this sounds crazy. Can you use an exterminator to get rid of them?
I had one come out, and he said that they would have to strip the whole floor, and then they have to soak the whole floor where basically it would drip through.
So in other words, you may as well just replace the floor, right?
Correct.
Another stupid question. Are these beetles in a floor considered a defect?
I would say so, but I don't know who would take responsibility.
I have never heard of this before. Now, it's not often I hear of something new. Now, what I'm saying is I've heard of beetles in hardwood. I've heard of termites. I've heard of all kinds of stuff, but not that I automatically assumed when hardwood floor is cured and made, all of that stuff is done away with. I have never heard of them surviving the entire manufacturing process and being delivered inside wood to a home. Deputy Clint?
I called Simply Floors this morning about that.
Simply Floors, Inc., by the way, one of our sponsors, and they do hardwood floors. What did Buddy, did you talk to Buddy?
I also called an exterminator. The exterminator never heard of it, but they said that they won't survive the kiln drying process.
It won't?
No. They said they will not. The
beetles
will be dead. They may be dead in there, and they may be, the dead carcasses may be working their way out, because beetle kill wood is considered expensive.
No, beetle kill wood is a look.
Yes.
It's a distressed look.
Yes.
But he's saying they're new. That's what puzzles me. If Buddy Mitchell knows his stuff, and he said they would never survive the kiln dry, right?
Yeah.
But they did, apparently, or something happened. Bob, what kind of flooring is it?
It's a pecan wood.
Is pecan kiln dried? Can we get Buddy Mitchell on to talk about this? Now, by the way, I want to make it clear, Simply Floors is not the company you used, right?
Correct.
Okay. So have you consulted any experts?
Yes, I actually called, I had a pest control company come out to tell me what it was, and I called another hardwood floor company that's very reputable, and the person that I talked to knew exactly what it was. He said he's an expert in it. He actually said he's seeing it more often, and he refers to a professor at the University of Kentucky who's an expert in the field as well. Okay, we need to investigate this. Hold on. We're going to get Buddy Mitchell on. I just need to talk to him. We need to figure this out. 303-713-TALK. Teresa, what's going on with you, Teresa?
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, Bob. I'm marking it as a follow-up. Hey, hang on. Yes, Teresa, what's going on?
I'm having a problem with the new banking system for the Social Security people who get their checks.
Now, tell me, what kind of problem are you having with Social Security? The direct deposit?
Yes.
What's going on with it?
It's a new bank. They just started it January 1st, is the way I understand it.
Wait. Teresa, Social Security will deposit the money in your bank.
Yes, but at the time when I started my Social Security, I didn't have any need for a bank because I...
Oh, I see. You never had a need for a bank, so you just started this account?
Well, I didn't just start it. No, I've had it for a couple of years now.
Okay, what bank is it?
It's Comerica.
It's called Comerica?
Yes.
And where is it located?
It doesn't say.
Oh, you do it all online?
Yes.
What is the... Okay, so you do an online bank, and your Social Security is deposited into it. Is that right?
Correct.
And what's wrong right now with it? What's wrong? What's going on?
Okay, well, first off, you really played hell trying to get a live person on the phone at all, ever, except at 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night.
Well, I'm looking at this Comerica website. I need to know, what is the problem with your account?
Okay, my check was withdrawn without my permission. Somebody had stolen my bank card.
Wait, somebody took your money?
Withdrew my money out of my account. I'm not sure who it is at this time.
How much money? Hold on. How much money was taken?
$756, I believe.
Is that one check?
That's one check.
Was it how long have you been using it? How many Social Security checks have been deposited in total?
Into this new bank, just one.
And that one was stolen.
Right.
How do you know it was stolen?
Because when I got to the Social Security office and they finally got a hold of Comerica, they told me that there was two, because my check was in on the 3rd, and on the 3rd there was 2 cash withdrawals, and then on the 4th there was I'd like to use a debit card to pay for.
Wait a minute. Someone used a debit card on your account.
Right.
Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on. Just hold on. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. How can that happen? Plus, we have Buddy Mitchell, Simply Floors, we'll get to. Hang on, Teresa. We'll figure out what is going on. Comerica looks like a legit bank, and I don't know how someone would get your debit card unless they did it in the mail. Hold on.
This is Denver's talk station.
Okay.
Miss Bean.
So that's not his question that he has the bug. His question is what is his rights to get it? Does he go after the installer? Does he
If he has beetle kill, he would have whoever. If he hires somebody to do it, he only has to deal with that person. Or can he buy the wood directly?
That's what his question is. What can he do?
Well, who do you buy? Did the installer buy the wood?
I'm not sure about that.
I think it got missed in the kiln drying process.
No, actually it says if you don't protect it after the kiln drying, they can come back in.
Up in the high country, rockfall
This is new. I've never heard of it.
Another thing, Buddy gets paid $400,
But not Buddy. The guy that worked there said as high as 400.
No, high as 176.
That's still killing.
Mostly cloudy in Denver and 50 with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K-House.
Sponsored by Circle K. At Circle K, $1 can get you the freshest.
Hold on a sec.
Every cup is ground
I
fresh.
don't know what this difficult to dry.
So for a split second, your cup is the freshest on earth. Every cup ground fresh, starting at $1. Circle K.
Still, that should kill him.
It does, but they say if you don't.
Denver trial lawyers are the people you need if you feel like you've had a catastrophic injury you don't know where to turn. DenverTrialLawyers.com. I can't tell you how many calls we get to this show from people who have all kinds of weird injuries, but they're serious. They're not the ordinary automobile accident or something like that, but we're involved in birth injury or medical malpractice or sexual assault. Maybe a doctor mistreated you, a therapist, assisted living facilities where your loved one is. If you ever have a question about catastrophic injuries or what you feel might be catastrophic, free consultations always, initially at denvertriallawyers.com.
What do I mean if you don't protect it? Protect it how? From getting back in?
Well,
Right, if you're,
have you ever heard of beetle kill on wood after it's been?
It's in the beetles, like say you next to the ones that have not been kiln dried.
Oh, so they're saying they're coming back in from the outside.
Call Don's Garage Doors on 303-738.
Where's this at here in Denver? Because the con doesn't.
You've got to.
I mean, that makes sense. The beetles coming in from somewhere else and eating down, not eating out.
New Mexico. But I've never seen them north of
Makes more sense.
there. So it's
Right, no, it came from outside.
So, but where are the beetles coming in from outside to get back in this floor?
No, at the kiln place. Say they
okay.
Protected from other lumber that was infested with it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Today is Tuesday. Okay, yeah. Anything special you guys want to talk about? Anything this time of year we need to hit?
My husband happened to be.
My big thing with dealing with customers is lately it's been their non-understanding how difficult it is to get a technician to their house within a 2-hour window on the day they
timely.
Yeah, they get upset. What do you call them?
I mean, we're pretty good at it the way we schedule, but that's almost the only complaint I ever get.
Okay,
if I get
that's
one.
good though. Both of you said that. Then.
I mean, you just got to look if Excel doesn't accept my pressure test on a gas line. Oh, okay. I do them all the time, and I put my own gauges on them, the caps and everything else. And this time they're saying they want proof it's a licensed technician.
Because they're making holes in there.
You know, holds. I mean, the problem we have, and this is over and over, this is on a bunch of hangar buildings, we never have a leak. Excel for the last 6 years has been claiming about once a year that we have a gas leak somewhere. And
well, they stick probes in the ground and try to check to see if there's any in the ground.
If you have to termite your house,
once it comes out of the ground, it goes to meters and it goes up in the roof of the hangars and runs down the hangars.
I mean, I've seen neighbors,
single meter,
or in the community, have to do with a big tent around their house.
And that person has never claimed a gas leak. No, nobody ever says it. It just seems to be random.
Yeah, you can't be there.
The same sniffer that they carry, the rigid.
Probably, I don't know, but
cartridge a million, whatever. Had the same exact one. We never find a gas leak ever. Excel just keeps popping these up.
It's not often, but I've seen it a couple times.
They don't. They just said it's this unit somewhere, and you know the gas line goes all the way 300 feet down the building. We have to move airplanes.
So what you're doing is you're pulling the T off the gas. You're capping it. You're putting the gauges on the front and back end of your gas line.
We're capping it at the furnace end.
Okay.
And outside we put the gauge.
What do you think the chances are her debit card was stolen?
That's how you do it.
It was stolen.
But I've had them because we build these hangars. I have to do all 12 at once. You know, they come out and I have to have 12 gauges. Because 12-unit building.
She said her roommate also
have you ever heard them just kind of popping up?
Yeah. Sometimes in those grand neighborhoods.
Yeah.
The gas company and what they do is what they do is they run a probe in the ground around the area. And if they find any, I don't know how they do it in the ground, but they're not going to do it. They'll actually turn the gas.
They do. Yeah, that's what they're doing. But they're claiming the leak is above ground. So I don't understand.
Would they be able to go back to where they drew it out at?
It's all concrete or asphalt. So they must be drilling a hole through to probe it.
Well, if the police wanted to investigate, but they won't.
Because that's how they're. But then they'll pull a single meter on the building.
Well, if it's leaking, if they pour it in the ground,
what happens if the guy just automatically?
I know, it makes no sense to me. That's what I'm saying. I get it, but it never makes sense.
Suddenly hit.
So, oh well, okay.
Well, you're screwed.
I mean, if they make me, I'll call you.
I mean, really, honest to God.
They're going to put our windows every time.
I was surprised Doc said he pays everything we check. Weren't you surprised?
Who said?
Doc said he pays
It's just
everything we
irritating
check,
because
so he doesn't have to
somebody
do
gets
it
a
online
meter,
stuff.
they pull the meter. Instead of just doing that lock.
Yeah.
Of course, I got online figured out how to open the lock.
Hang on, let it breathe.
There's always a way around everything.
630
You guys do what? All the.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. All right. Very clever Norwegian wood. Let's talk to Buddy Mitchell. Buddy met by the Beatles. I get it. Okay, that's smart, Shannon. Beetle kill. Okay, Buddy Mitchell, Simply Floors Inc. Hey, Buddy. I think it's almost. I'm doing good, man. It's almost impossible. Now, you're not involved in this job. You're our expert at simplyfloorsinc.com. And here's the bottom line. They say that, or this guy says that his floor is installed, and there's beetle kill or beetles in it, and he's seeing little piles of sawdust and all this. Have you ever heard of beetles surviving the processing in a pecan floor? Pecan.
No.
Is it possible?
I guess you can sell. So if it's, and I don't know who the manufacturer is, right?
Right.
But in a normal manufactured engineered hardwood floor, they kiln dry it, and they heat the wood to a temperature that should kill any insects inside the wood. And
yeah,
I cannot believe a manufacturer would manufacture wood without kiln drying in it.
I can't either. What were you going to say, Clint? Quick.
Dan found a thing online that the manufacturer, after they kiln dry it, if they leave it out, it can get reinfested.
It can get Have you ever heard of that, Buddy?
No.
See, I don't know. What would you say, though, if a floor is installed and all of a sudden, let's bring him up again. Bob, how many days, how far, I mean, you said it was installed 2 months ago. When did you start seeing the holes?
Just within, while I was gone, probably.
How long had the floor been down?
2 months.
2 months.
And I was told by the pest control people that the larvae actually survives the kiln drying, and then because it's that hardy, it would kill the beetles, but it's the larvae that comes out. And I found some articles that say the same thing online.
Yeah, but God, this online stuff.
That's fine. Then who did he buy it from?
Yeah, who's the manufacturer?
I don't know. They're going to meet me today at my house.
Good.
To the installer and the mill, the owner of the mill.
Who's the mill?
I'm not sure the name of the mill.
Okay. Who got the floor?
The hardwood floor installer.
And is it a local mill?
No. The wood, I think, came from Montana.
Is this guy, this guy's coming to town just to look at this?
No, the sales rep is here in town.
Okay.
Okay, you need to have an independent inspector come out and look at it.
That's right.
So, pecan doesn't grow in Montana. Pecan is a southern and eastern, it's a hardwood.
Yeah.
And so it would, I guess they could buy the pecan and manufacture it up in Montana.
Right.
But, the only thing I would tell you is an independent inspector will come out, and it's really not on the installer. There's no way for an installer to know.
Right.
If there's, larvae in the wood, and it would really be something of the manufacturer. That would be a manufacturing defect.
That's right? What I would say. That's what I would say. So here's Buddy Mitchell, by the way. We always appreciate you coming on simplyfloorsinc.com, 303-456-4660. They're at 52nd and Ward. You can make your own appointment at simplyfloorsinc.com. But here's what I'm thinking, Bob. Let's give the manufacturer a chance, but you need an independent flooring inspector. We need to get an independent flooring inspector on our Angels list. Ask Buddy. I know Buddy can look at stuff for us, but we're talking about independent totally. Can you find out from Buddy if he knows any good inspectors? Bob, you're going to have to arm yourself, but can you call us back? Let's not assume the manufacturer is going to duck the issue, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Calling.
All right.
Okay.
303-713-TALK. Guys, in home services, I got an email about furnaces. How often is it an installation problem versus a manufacturer's problem? I would venture to say furnaces are always never defective out of the factories. I don't know. Will you tell me?
No, never's definitely not true.
Wait, you find defective furnaces out of the factory?
Yeah, I have a couple right now.
What's usually wrong with them?
So this one right now, the new 2020s, they just figured out these burners are making a noise, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
And they're getting them turned around pretty quick. And usually it's a new model they've got to work out defects.
But what other kind of defects would you find in a furnace? Mike or George?
Man, you can find a motor that doesn't work, a control board not work. I mean,
okay.
Now it's not. Now I will say the most important day in the life of a furnace is the day it's installed. Not just for that day, but for the life of it. So if it's installed incorrectly, that thing will not last as long as it's supposed to. So if it's undersized, if the ductwork's not right, if it's not sealed right, I mean, there's so many things that you have to know how to do right, and most people don't.
So in other words, even though it works fine, it will slowly deteriorate quicker than usual. Like, I mean, that sounds like an oxymoron, but it deteriorates or ages quicker because it's not installed properly.
Yeah, AC or heating or air conditioning. Air conditioning actually worse. But in heating, just don't set the gas pressures right.
Do furnaces
too hot?
That could ruin it.
They run too hot.
See, and inspectors and municipal inspectors, they don't look.
Oh
for
no,
that.
no, they look to make sure you're.
So how do you know if it's done right? You have to just trust the company. Really,
you do. I mean, that's the thing. I mean,
it's trust, because if it's not done right, there's no way for you to know.
Yeah, and you know, you run into this all the time, but you know, the people who are price focused as opposed to price and installation quality focused.
They have to be three focused. They have to be manufacturer focused. They have to be installation focused and price. They have to do all three of them. Yeah. Now, by the way, I think that when it comes to furnaces, though, a lot of times, isn't it true that most homes were not set up with enough fresh or enough return air?
Correct. I mean, so builders build these houses as cheap as they possibly can get away with, right? I mean,
and they may not put the return air in the right place either. It's always where somebody's going to cover it with furniture.
Right. So you got that on top of builder grade equipment that they put in. So it's definitely not. It's never when you buy.
Do you consult people when you install furnaces not to cover the return air and how important it is to keep it open, or to put in a new one or a different one?
Yeah, we always do sizing.
I mean, they put but they put the return air sometimes, and it's got to be in the bottom, right, of the room.
It doesn't have to be.
But okay, but what I'm saying is they usually put them in the middle of a room where you put furniture automatically. Mm-hmm. They could easily put it somewhere where
it could be in the ceiling.
It can be in the ceiling.
When you build a home, yeah.
Okay, it can be. And does it work better in the ceiling or on the floor?
Well, you can't cover it in the ceiling or at the top of the wall, right?
Right, but
for airflow. Traditionally, the hot air rises. So the higher you can get the returns on the higher floors, the better air movement you're going to get.
For return air?
Yes.
Okay. We have more coming up.
Now, impact traffic. If you have somewhere to go, now's a good time to try to get there. The drive across town.
You want cooler. I mean, obviously, the heat will go up, and if you return it, won't you get strapped?
Hey guys, watch your mics when we go
won't
out.
You get cold? You know what I'm saying? Isn't it ideal if the hot air comes in from the bottom, it rises, and then when it gets back down again, it goes back.
So you want
it to do this as well.
Yeah. So you got three floors.
You're not actually cooling the home. You're removing the heat. So that's
no, I'm not talking about for that. I'm just talking about for the
So think about the three levels, because we always get
this report is sponsored by Nature Valley.
Temperature is right at the thermostat on the main floor. It's 6 to 8 degrees colder downstairs. It's 6 to 8 degrees hotter upstairs. The problem is that they put, if the new home construction guy puts the returns on the top floor.
15 away, can I talk you out of a Lazara?
Is there still high altitude ratings on furnaces for
hot air? Just keeps rising. You never pull it off.
Huh?
So it should be
furnaces have a high altitude rating for air.
And on the bottom floor, I put it on the
3 in a row that I've had.
So we moved the cold and hot air.
The thing didn't work. There was a part in there, a vacuum thing didn't work because it was not rated for altitude.
Hey, let's talk about criminal defense. No normal person talks about criminal defense. Wrong. Life doesn't always go perfectly. How many of you drink a couple of drinks and then drive home and you could be technically drunk? And you didn't do it on purpose. Or you could be falsely accused because you got nervous during a roadside. Here, listen, I'm not going to judge you. Joe's not going to judge you, but Joe will defend you, whether it be DUI, shoplifting, assault, any kind of time. Life does not go perfectly. Joe Lazzara on my referral list, 303-429-6200, 429-6200.
I bought 3 space heaters in a row.
I see what you're saying. There is not one size fits all. On the top floors, you want them in a certain area. In the middle floor, that would be ideal. See, That's what gets me. A lot of times they don't design the homes for efficiency.
No.
You inherit it.
There's no code. Yeah, there's no code for efficiency. It's just, oh, you got 3-ton unit, you got 1,200 CFM pass.
Cold air return on a house I got this big. It's only that big.
Well, you know
the whole house?
Huh? For the whole house.
Oh, come on.
It's only that big. And it's behind a couch. We just cut a new one in. The duct was big ugh for anything.
And you said you've had 3 furnaces?
No. I bought
3. Years ago, there was a guy in town specializing. He said, "I'll make your furnace more efficient." He would, because he knew most homes did not have proper return air, and he did a return air thing. I don't know what he did, but people were raving about it. And all he was doing is adding return air wherever he could. And they said, "I can't believe it. My house is more comfortable." He wasn't.
No, I bought.
John Thomas, the biggest thing is we do a lot of add-on ACs in the springs. You go down the bottom, and, if the house needs a 2-ton air conditioner, and they have 7 5-inch heat runs. Well, 5-inch will carry maybe 70 CFM of air. So there's no way to do it. You have to redo the duct.
I bought 3 gas space heaters in the last few years.
Oh, Mark's
None of them were rated for high altitude.
We're not doing that one.
All of them I had trouble with, and that's when we figured that out, because that vacuum the orifice too.
And we'll put the monitor just for today. That's
I didn't
what
know
we
about
do.
yours.
Is
We've had a
fix it and everything.
vacuum thing that
I'm sorry, I just bombed you on that. You want me to do a 30 right here to help you?
Whoops.
No, I just didn't know they were.
You know when the combustion.
Yeah. Listen,
comes on.
do you want me to do a 30? I can do full or raw here.
If
you need the
that's
time.
not switching because the air's too thin.
Screw up my network.
That's the first part we've had.
I'm sorry, Mark. You understand, right?
Yeah, okay. You need to be bigger, right?
Yeah, Mark knows. I'm sorry. I should have told you
That's why
about
none of
that.
them are working very good.
So just play your voice now.
What's wrong with my headset here?
But a home furnace
Oh shit!
are rated too, right?
Here. Okay, I gotta plug it in.
Home furnaces have to have that high altitude rating too, right?
Okay, so this is going to be...
Don't. What do you mean by altitude?
Well, if you order a furnace online and it comes here, a lot of them don't have the high altitude rating, and they don't work right.
So there is really a high altitude rating, guys.
Yes. Yeah. You have to change, in a lot of them, there's an orifice.
There's a high altitude rating. So all your furnaces obviously have it. What is it? What is
the ones they sell here.
What does high altitude mean?
Adjust the gas and the air mix.
Let's see this.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Can't you
there's
take a regular one and make it high altitude.
Yeah.
Also, there's a vacuum switch in there that didn't work on any of these. When that combustion blower comes on, it leaks. There's a vacuum switch that wasn't working on any of these 3 because of the altitude. And when we bought a new one,
it here?
No, ordered them online. That was the problem.
Well, that's your problem.
And then the new one came. It was.
That's why you need a licensed contract.
It was.
You guys.
Well, these are people that wanted them in their garage.
We get them all the time. We get people who buy stuff online at these sites, these equipment sites, have us go install it. I'm the one who always goes out on those, so I get to look at it. It's because it's so much fun. Like you guys got a 1,000 square foot house or 1,200 square foot house, and over the internet they sold them, 120,000 BTU furnace and a 4-ton air. I'm like, well, that ain't going in here.
Okay. Do you know One Source down there?
Yeah.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
They were up here for a while. And they installed a 100,000 BTU furnace and a 1,000 square foot house.
Whatever happened with that?
So listen So here's One Source. Let me tell you, they were chased out of. I knew them because I ran a company in Arizona. They were chased out of Arizona by the Attorney General. They relocated up here, and they are the so they're the guys I got.
Is One Source going to replace it and make it right?
She was supposed to send me stuff that
You guys could kill them in Colorado Springs. You guys could kill them. Like a lot of people listen, and they operate there.
They're out of here now. They're out of here because
they sold their customer list, and that guy's not
Hi,
trying to
I'm
sell
Tom
it to me.
Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That's all I have to say. If you're going to list a home, Frank Duran, therealestate.com. If you're looking to buy a home, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Hey, Ross Kaminsky was making hints like he's looking at houses. Why is that? I shouldn't talk about his personal life. He asked me about houses. I just wondered. I think everybody's always looking. Wouldn't you sell for the right price? Isn't everything for sale? Isn't that a true statement?
Of course.
If someone knocked on your door and said, I just have to have this house, do you think I'd be attached to it? I'd say, okay. All right. By the way, guys, we were talking on the break, how high-altitude furnaces. Now, obviously, furnaces are adjusted for altitude, but can a regular furnace be adjusted? Or better yet, do you ever get to a home where a furnace is not adjusted properly? Can an adjustment make a difference? And what are you adjusting when you adjust? How about that?
Yes, there is a kit. I mean, if it's not, if the furnace
what are you mixing? What are you adjusting when you adjust? When you go and clean and adjust and do all that stuff for the 39 for new customers, what are you doing as far as tweaking?
It's the gas and air mix.
Is that what it is, Mike?
You want to make sure the burners are burning properly in line.
Can people? I was told you can peek at your burner and tell if it's not doing properly by the color. Is that right or wrong?
No.
No, I don't.
I wouldn't try
Okay.
that.
All right. Now, let's talk. We got to keep going here. Teresa, we investigated this. Okay, off the air. Now, your debit card was stolen, most likely, and that does happen a lot. They take them out of senior citizens' mailboxes, but that's not what happened to you. You actually have your debit card missing. Isn't that right?
Right. Well, no, it's not missing. It's stolen. I mean, it was stolen from wherever.
Well, hold on. Let me get this straight. If I asked you right now to produce your debit card, do you have it in your possession?
I have a new one now.
Okay, so that's what I meant. Your debit card was missing.
Yes.
Okay.
I went to go use it to withdraw my money. I didn't have it in it.
Right, it was missing. And therefore, there is a real good reason to believe it was stolen, right?
Right, correct.
And didn't your roommate have one stolen?
No.
Oh.
No, my roommate did not have it. No.
Okay. We thought your roommate, Deputy Dan, told me he thought he had heard that. But here's the more important thing. Even if they've gotten your debit card, how did they get your PIN number?
That is a $90 million question.
Well, here's the problem. This is why PIN numbers were invented. Now, I want to ask you, was your PIN number an obvious number, like your age or your birth date or something, the year you were born? Was it obvious? You don't have to tell me what it was, but was it obvious?
Not to me, it wasn't.
Did you change your PIN number?
I changed it when I got my new card.
Okay, good. Your old PIN number, what was it? In other words, it's old, it's done. Was it anything to do with your address, your social, your birth date? How did you come up with your old one?
I took the last 4 numbers on my Social Security card and reversed them, and that was my...
So you took the last 4 of your social and reversed them?
Yes.
See, for all my debit cards, I use 1111. I figure nobody's ever going to get it. So, listen, if anyone finds one of mine, it's just 1111. But I actually, listen, but Teresa, seriously, this is bad because traditionally, if someone's debit card is stolen and they have your PIN, listen, they consider it like cash stolen. In other words, they're not going to credit you for it.
Well, they're not. This is what the bank said. That it would take them.
What did the bank say?
90 days. It's taking 45 to 90 days to investigate.
They're going to investigate it. Did they say what they would do after that?
No, they said they would.
Here's the problem. They're going to investigate. If they find the correct PIN number was used, you're not going to get your money. I don't know how clearly I can put that. If the correct PIN was used, they're not going to give you your money.
When you think about home loans, think ideal home loans. And the help...
Listen, I think her complaint was that she can't get a hold of this commercial bank.
Tell Teresa we'll try to get a hold of the bank for her. Okay? Maybe Dan can just put a quick call in. That's all we're going to do. We're not going to fight if somebody used her PIN. So tell her we'll make a call.
But Smith Plumbing has been around since...
I heard at one time the most common PIN number is 1, 2, 3, 4.
It is.
We're about that.
Nobody's that stupid.
I heard it on TV. Of course. See if I'm gonna have them look up to see if it's true.
HVAC.
38%.
Yep. The top 20 is
Your
number one.
1111 is the second
Is
most.
the second most used, Tom.
Well, they won't get mine unless they just happen to be listening to my show.
1, 2, 3, 4 is the most common, and 1, 1, 1, 1 is second most common.
30 years. I just started.
That is too
I just
weird,
moved
isn't
to
it?
Springs 3 years ago.
Oh, this is
but we
I wonder if
grew our
anybody's
business.
right.
You guys are in the Springs?
Yeah, just the Springs.
I
So
always
do a little
remember weird
Pueblo,
It said
maybe
26% of all phones
Monument.
are cracking these 20 most common ones.
Monument for me is
yeah.
you know, just on the other side.
I wonder
So
how
we do
maybe
Monument
yours
and
was in that list of
Pueblo.
most common.
But we go more south to those two areas, but really
And
we
some
go
of
too
these, I
far
don't
east and
know.
west. 'Cause
Okay,
we
are you going to call for her?
Yeah, I didn't know what she wants out there.
Dan, she just
I've
wants
got,
you to call and find out what they have concluded, okay? I'm going to write this down as I
8
follow.
plumbers, 9 HVAC guys, and 2
We'll call it
What was your
Social
revenue last
Security debit.
4.6.
Okay, thank you. I'm assigning this. It's open.
Yeah.
We'll grow another couple more.
I wonder if there's a
There's
thing
really
where you
no.
get somebody's card and you look
There's
at
really no real big competitors there.
You get somebody's card and you go to a program that does that. It looks up what the most common things like person or social security number. I bet on the dark web you can figure
Will
out.
one of you coming in to call the bank?
Yeah.
She will.
Okay.
Do you want me to call?
You got the number?
Yeah, I got it. Do you
I'll
want
call.
her to stay on, or do you want to?
Are you going to do it, Clint? Yeah. Okay, I'll just put Clint down then. Thank you. I just thought you had started it. Never mind.
Well, I've talked to her.
Be that way then. I'll be right back.
But she says her roommate got hers stolen.
Is the company
Yeah, now she says
that's
not.
up there? They're fuckers, man.
They lied to me.
They're stealth
They
marketing
lied
guys.
to me. What was that Seinfeld? They lied. What was it?
There's an American electrician he runs a very successful sales organization there, and he's coming here. He's doing more in Denver, but they're little. They're not that big.
Yeah.
Pure electrician play. So they're probably maybe $3 million in electrical. We really don't have that many what I'd call again big competitors. A lot of guys have been around a long time. That I think we'll see some consolidation there in the Springs for a while.
So
because
tomorrow
we're
probably
growing
won't be a good day to play
we're
racquetball.
growing
Is that
so
what you're
much
trying to
that
tell
there's
me?
No, why wouldn't
the
it be?
demand
Because
for years from now
Suzanne
is
comes
going
in
way out
with
of
you, you
supply.
have to drive.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah, well, let's play it by ear.
But all those
Or we can go
buildings
play
have
and I'll
been
go pick her
for the
up.
last
I'll pick her up afterwards.
4 years, and
Make
another
some
4
sandwiches
years,
here or something.
all those building model units are going to start going. You know, and they, as you know, they do better today than they did, but still, ducts aren't optimized for airflow, for comfort.
That's it, yeah. That's anywhere. I think it's most places.
Yeah.
I actually bought this company at that same time, June of 17.
Oh, June 17. How big were they when you got them?
1.4, but they were only doing apartment maintenance contracts, so and I don't do that at all anymore. So it's 0. So basically, we were 0 to 20 million in 2 years.
In 2 years?
3. So by summer, our run rate is 18, but we'll hit 20 this year. We hit 15 last year.
Nice.
And
And what kind of
different ones, different places. So I've been doing it my whole career.
So what was the what's your mix as far as revenues?
So about 3.8 of that was plumbing. Less than $1 million electric. The rest was HVAC. This year we'll do 5.
On those wood floors,
5.5
there's
to
no
6
way
in
they're not going to
plumbing,
replace
13
them.
in HVAC.
Yeah, we're about the same as far as percentages go. We probably will do.
He doesn't own the company anyway.
Yeah, his wife does. She just lets me work there. We probably do this year about 4.5 in HVAC, probably 3.5 in plumbing, and then half a million in electrical.
That's pretty good for that market.
Yeah, there's like I was saying, there's
It's a
no
high demand market though.
It is.
For new
Have you ever thought about going in there?
I've considered it, but it's just So I did that with Candlelight, remember?
Yeah.
Unless I have a guy there that's the guy that's going to take it, and I can trust, knows my system, knows how I want things done, knows like 100% the right leader. Like if I had that, I would do it. But
how far north do you go?
I don't know that I would ever have that.
No. We just go into Monument and then Pueblo. We'll do West Pueblo. There's some good business there, but mostly on the I-25 corridor, plus or minus. Monument we do. The problem.
We're not on sound right now, are we? Can you take me off for a second?
630 K-How.
This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union. Get an extra 1/8% off today's already low home loan rates at Westera when you apply in January. Down payments are as low as 3% on loans up to $850,000. Learn more at westeracu.com. Equal Opportunity Lender. NMLS 421606.
Have you been lied to? Lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi, I'm Inc. Magazine best-selling author Brett Kitchen, and if you're over 55 with an IRA or 401k, I want to give you a free copy of my new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, because according to Time Magazine, Wall Street's 401k...
You don't know how amazing that is. Usually, like, we've had other people down there, and it's fucking amazing.
You have to have the card number and the PIN number.
So for example, the difference from most things is when we have an issue, I personally take it.
Well, you must.
So I go out to the home and I say, okay, what seems to be the issue? And, we talk through stuff. And
that's amazing.
And
in your industry.
Well.
Plus you rough them up a little bit.
Clint, I found a boat guy to do the
gel coat.
He's doing the whole thing, redoing the whole scoop, and it's going to be silver. I found a boat guy. I didn't know who I could get to work on my fiberglass shit. The helicopter has a big giant fairing on top, and it was looking like shit.
I do a lot of fiberglass stuff because I build long ET, but
I want you to teach me. Honest to God, I want to learn.
You love sanding?
And I'm serious about it. I want to learn how to make stuff. I want to be able to take a panel and make a mold and then lay in fiberglass and do it. I love it.
Not hard.
Do you know how to do it? Like, and welding, I want to learn.
That's easy.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by what? Real CBD. Thatworks.com. I have a walking billboard right here. Mike Robinson with Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains. He's the owner with his wife, and he's been doing that. And you know what? For aches and pains, it's wonderful. For anxiety, RealCBD, Thatworks.com. It's part of Panacea Life Science in Golden. It's funny. Golden told me Panacea Life says we get a lot of drop-ins, they said. Isn't that weird? Why would you drop in to buy it? You can go online. You dropped in too, didn't you?
I went online, and I couldn't negotiate their online thing.
Come on!
I couldn't get to the pay. They've got a problem with their website.
Do they?
Yeah, they really
do.
Well,
go to realcbdthatworks.com and let me know. Mike, have you had any problems with that website?
No.
Get the stuff. You have average intelligence. That's the thing. Okay, Clint. Anyway, let's go. 303-713-TALK. We also have Fix It 24/7 with us too. Nancy, let me get to you here because you've been waiting. Hey, Nancy, what's going on? And Carla, do not hang up. We will get to you. Daphne, make sure Carla hangs on. I want to get to everyone. So, Nancy, what's happening?
We took our truck actually, to AutoNation.
What kind of truck?
Ford in Littleton.
What kind of truck?
It's a Ford, a 2013 Ford F-150.
Okay, I want to ask you something. You said you took it to AutoNation, right?
Correct.
Is it for service?
Yes.
I want to ask why, and I'm not saying you shouldn't. Why did you decide to go to a dealer for service? A lot of people have this thought that dealers are too expensive for service, and many times they are. Many times they're not. It depends on the dealer. So why did you decide, before we get into it, why did you decide to go to a dealer?
When we purchased a used truck from a different dealership, there was the Carfax showed a recall. So we had to take it to a dealership.
Oh, I get it. Of course, that's where you would go for a recall. So what happened?
All right. So at the time, we dropped it off, and we also asked that they do an oil change.
Okay. What was the recall item? What was the recall item?
19S as in Sierra.
I mean, what was it? Do you know what the item was?
Oh, yes. It was sudden transmission, downshift, powertrain control module programming.
Okay, so a transmission issue. Then you asked for an oil change. What happened?
When we went to pick up the truck the following day, the truck wouldn't start.
Wow, that's weird.
And yes. We called everyone that we could think of, and they said, yeah, that's odd. Now, AutoNation could not diagnose it either. They had someone listen to it.
When you say it didn't start, hold on. They hand you the keys, and they say, here's your truck. You go out there and you turn the key.
No.
Tell me about it.
Get it started to bring it to us. No, they couldn't get it started to bring it to us so we could take it home.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so it would turn, but it wouldn't crank.
Wait. You said it turned but wouldn't crank. You mean it would crank, but it wouldn't turn over. It wouldn't start up.
Oh, right, there. Yeah, that's it.
It went like this. It went like this. Let me get it straight. Yin, 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 yin. Right?
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's cranking.
So
Hold on, guys. Don't laugh at me, because here's the other way. If it does this, click, that's different than yin, 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 yin. Then there's another one. This one. Yin. What's that, Clint? What would happen if it was? What would that be? What would it be?
Lawnmower? Stuck cylinder in the
That's exactly right. But if it's yin, 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 it could be air, it could be fuel, it could be electrical, it could be anything, right? Okay, so Nancy, where does it stand today?
Well, real quick, they said it was fuel pump, but they listened to it. They couldn't diagnose it. Then they said it was maybe a sensor, fuel sensor stuck, but it wasn't that either. They couldn't diagnose it. So we towed it to a different dealership.
You're giving me the novel approach. You're doing the Charles Dickens here, telling me this. No.
Okay.
No, I like your story. You towed it somewhere else. What did they do?
They called AutoNation to see what they had done because they couldn't diagnose it. The AutoNation wouldn't talk to them. So AutoNation called them back. They towed it back to AutoNation. They had it one day and said it was the mass
air sensor. Mass air sensor.
Yes. And the two of the O2 sensors.
Okay.
That says that's what it was.
How many miles on this?
1,044.
Only, did you say 44?
No, 144,000.
Oh, it could very well be those things.
Yes. Okay.
Here's the problem. Hold on. Here is a problem, though.
Okay.
And Nancy, this is not just for you, but we call this expression, "You touch it, you own it," meaning that when they fix your car, no matter what they fix, if something else goes wrong, they own it because it happened in their possession, which is not true. No, I'm telling you that's a fallacy.
That is not true.
It's a fallacy, Nancy. If they did not contribute to it, it's just unfortunate sometimes. I was talking to George from Fix It 24/7 and Mike from Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling. We were talking about this. When they go to a house, they might work on something, let's say on the water heater, and then all of a sudden something outside on a hose bib breaks, and they're thinking, you were just here and now my hose bib broke. And he's saying, I'm not saying this happened, but I'm saying things like this happen where people are blamed because they just happen to have it. Here's the long and short of it, Nancy. Your truck was taken there for service, for a recall, and for an oil change. If they did something that caused your problem, they're responsible for it. If it just happens to be a coincidence, they're not. And we can easily figure that out. What did it turn out to be?
The mass and the O2 sensors.
It did turn out to be those sensors.
And they can't make those go bad.
Exactly.
Like I dealt with this last week.
On your truck?
It was last week where we repaired a part in a furnace.
Yes.
Working great. A couple days later, the blower motor goes out.
Which is totally different.
Totally different. We can't make that happen. It is impossible.
Okay.
But the claim was, this thing's worked for me for this amount of years, and until you touched it, we didn't have any issues. It's like
everyone says that.
Have it too all the time.
It happens all the time.
Correct.
I'm not trying. Listen, I'm not telling you that it's impossible, but you tell me, did your mechanic that diagnosed it or anyone try to make a connection?
A connection? What do you mean with
between
me?
Between the
connection with the issue? Oh no, of course not, because they would be responsible. But here's the problem: when we picked up the truck after they fixed the sensors, all of a sudden the dashboard that doesn't work. The odometer, it doesn't show. We don't see anything.
There's nothing they would do. There's nothing they could touch with the air sensor, and there's nothing they could touch, well, with the tranny. Let's see. No, not the odometer, right?
Even if they attach to the computer?
Wait a minute.
That could be. I think that could be related.
That could be related to the transmission.
When they did the service, they usually pull the air filter out to check it, and the mass airflow sensor is right there. So maybe, but I don't know what
much
they could do to it.
Yeah, but but let's put it this way: at $144,000, if she gets new sensors, it's not the end of the world. What did it cost? What did they charge you for those?
I negotiated it at $750.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's expensive. A little too much, in my opinion. Yeah. Hold on now. And how much are they saying? Wait a minute. And what about the odometer? What's wrong with that?
It just doesn't come on. The odometer doesn't come on. And but this is what it is.
When you say it doesn't come on, do you have an electronic one? You know what I mean? Is it electronic, or do you have little numbers in there that roll over?
It has little numbers.
No, it doesn't. Come on, you don't have a mechanical one, do you?
I'm going to ask my husband.
Yeah, here's what I want to know. Anyway, did you find out what's wrong with it?
No, because he has to drive it for a living, so we haven't. We haven't diagnosed.
Nancy, it all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. We need someone we know and trust. That we can't do anything. They're going to say they didn't do anything wrong. That's what they're going to say. We can't help it. Now, it is possible that none of this is related, but it does sound like it could be. You need someone to look at this and go over it and see, based on your invoice and written diagnosis, if these things are connected or could be.
Okay.
That's what we need to do. Otherwise, we're just guessing. What part of town are you located in? What?
Highlands Ranch.
Okay.
It is, and my husband says it's a digital electronic.
Okay, it's electronic. Okay. Now, you have a couple shops south we can send you to. Where would you send her? Pro Auto? Down there? Pro Auto Care is in... And here's what you ask. You say, here's my invoices, and I just need to know, is there something they could have done here that could have affected this, or something they could have done here that would have affected this? You're asking for two specific things. You're asking for the mass air sensor with the oil change, or the odometer when they did the transmission. I mean, that's all. You just need to know. We need to know, or it's not going to work.
Okay.
But it's not like we're kissing you up, but we need someone. Now, better yet, you could do this. You could call SOS Inspections. This is a diagnostic service, and they will charge you just for what they do, and you tell them specifically what you're looking for. And Norris will tell you if these things are connected. He does a lot of forensics. He's a good guy, and he comes to you. So that might be your best thing. Daphne, give her SOS Inspections. We have more coming right up. We'll take all of your calls. Carla, hang on.
The sensor for the odometer is on the transmission.
I know. I just realized that. Yeah.
I just said
you're right about that.
Those are the two biggest things we get. One, my appointment window is from 10 to 12. It's, 12 o'clock, where's your guy? Okay, so we try to manage that with communication. The second one is, you guys were just here, it was working fine, and now it's not. It's 14 years old. We changed out a
I don't know about that, but I know the odometer.
Circuit igniter, a flame sensor, and now the blower motor goes out, or the condensing fan motor goes out.
Fortunately, it only happens every once in a while. I don't really get that a lot, but God, I hate when I get it.
Have these little teeth. You ever seen that?
Because it's no matter what, it's like
a bunch of teeth.
They just don't believe you. That, hey,
by a magnet
you touched it. It was
every one of them too. I'm calling Tom.
That's how it keeps
Yeah, so be my guest. He's the fairest guy I know.
Transmission's the same thing.
I mean,
little sensor
here's
in
the
there
deal,
that
man.
just catches the tops of
That's
the gears.
the problem.
And so it
The
knows how
people,
fast the car's going, and
they call
the
me on
odometer
good and bad
should
guys.
be affecting
Meaning,
the speedometer too.
I know they think, oh, you're just sticking up for them. Yet,
question to ask her.
I'm not.
They also said
Sometimes they're so
also
ridiculous.
they were reprogrammed.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I promise you, I'd say the same thing no matter what. What am I doing?
The odometer should work.
And they're tied together unless it's programmed. It could have been
You guys get a
programmed.
lot of calls in Denver?
Okay,
It could be. Well, all these things. And then
So if you're in a car accident or some kind of motor vehicle or a pedestrian or you're on your bicycle and you're wondering on your motorcycle you need help, you get free legal advice when you need it most from John Fuller. Now obviously he wants to be your attorney, but initial consultations are always free and he will help you. All you have to do is call John Fuller. That's what I love. John Fuller, Fuller Law. You find him at referralist.com, 303-597-4500. 597-4500.
The CBD website, I kept clicking on the shopping cart. Nothing was. It might have been the internet down.
I don't know. I've got a few other ones.
Have you buy something?
No, I just dropped by. They're close to me. I dropped by and I ordered. They were out of it. I ordered cherry bomb.
I'll do a low
cherry
price
bomb. I think it is.
Chewies.
Yeah,
sometimes
cherry bomb
around here
chewies.
I'll even do it for 19 or 20 whatever. But we'll get.
What do you mean?
I'll get 30 calls.
Do anything.
They
dissolve.
or more. Jelly or.
Okay.
When I say jelly, you know
anything happening, so what happened? Sharpest Rides is done, right? They got all their money.
Looks well.
No?
They haven't got it yet, but it looks like it's gone.
The thing is,
Mark, what happened to that fix and flip loan? Money they dispersed it to a third party. They claim they never got their funds. Remember that weird one?
I don't know what happened to it.
Oh, I thought you were calling.
So I don't know.
No, I didn't. There's nothing.
Maybe on lunch sometime and talk about it.
There's no one to call.
He took the money.
Otherwise
Yeah,
you
because
wouldn't
I could eat it.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I've done stuff like that in my prior lives.
Well, it's shellfish.
If you ever want
I
to
forgot.
get into the Colorado Springs market, let me know.
I don't.
No, but I'm just saying.
Diarrhea.
If you
That's so bad. Well, I remember with shrimp and things like that, somehow, because it wasn't a shell,
God, I would hate to be allergic to shell.
It's the 1 hour Ben Franklin Mr. Sluggy.
You know, if you look it up,
I was a corporate officer for him before they sold the
some things that
They were
were
allergic to
good. Some of us have a much higher tolerance.
Once they sold the direct energy, it went to shit.
So I was one of the original ones in there. I developed Bimax. I built Bimax.
Fitzer bushes or
Really?
Fitzer bushes.
I was just texting with them.
They're green evergreen things. I hate to go there. Everybody's
Really?
I'm allergic to that. That's what makes that.
The guy is
Green evergreen.
taught me a lot.
Well,
And
I was with them.
personally close friends too.
I started with
Sounds
them
like
back
they
in
don't
'92 with CSG.
Oh yes, yes,
companies
yes.
that came into
What are they
CSG
called?
back in
They're,
'92.
in fact, they're a big fire hazard.
They're also, if you rub it on the inside of your arm, watch it welt up.
Okay.
And they're what put out that
With
yellow
another
color.
company.
I tear those
2000.
out and stuff. But
Of the time I left.
apparently they got a lot of sap in there.
Yeah, we just
And they make that yellow pollen you see on dark cars
difference of
every year.
opinion.
Oh really?
It comes off those cedar.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They're cedars. They're cedar fits.
Could be a cedar type.
They're in a cedar type.
Hey, did you call that bank?
Well, I bought
You can't.
his stores in Southern California.
You have to
I
have
was a regional manager.
social security number. You have to have the
That
card number. You
responsibility.
have to have the PIN number and everything else to get through the menu. She's going to have to call.
To Southern California.
She said they won't
That's why I
answer.
live there.
Who did he have in Southern California?
It's an automated thing. Is all you get, and you can't negotiate through that without.
It's so frustrating. Those people get so frustrated.
I tried 3 different ways, and you have to go through the numbers. I even tried Bo, for operator. Sometimes it kicks out.
All the problems they had with that, I ended up owning it.
Video. Why even have a video?
By the time I got it, I grew from 6 to 30.
Is it stolen from AT&T? Well, probably was.
Oh yeah,
Sold it to ARS.
that's how she loved. Yeah, she's
Why-
seen it. She
Direct
told
Energy
me.
bought it.
Now she's telling stories.
About a year
different.
later, I got in a
Had
fight
two
with
different
them. Beat their ass
withdrawals.
in the lawsuit.
Okay.
Be a $40 billion.
I know.
I wonder if
That's why. Why would she go back on that one?
As far as a roommate,
rebranded.
I asked her specifically.
So
She said,
one name, right,
"Well,
home
who
services.
would have stolen? Would
And then a
we
year
have a
later,
roommate?
IRS came
Yeah, I got a roommate. Hers was stolen
sold
too."
it to them.
The roommate may have told her that.
Division president for 2 years.
That would be a good cover.
Then I resigned. I was going to be in the industry.
Oh yeah, mine was stolen too.
Company in Seattle and here.
So I took over
Hi,
the-
Tom Martino here, 303-713. Talk 713-8255. Carla, what's going on, Carla? You have an apartment, right? That is overcharging you for something, or your friend? Go ahead.
Yes. We lived in an apartment. We actually left there 2.5 years ago after we got notice from them that they came up and said there's no current renewal offer for this unit. And we got that 2 months in a row. And so we began looking for a place to live, which we found. And we've been here 2.5 years.
Okay.
The problem is we go we're trying to buy a home, and they are now charging us $1,946 for leaving the apartment. They say we did not give enough notice when they actually gave us notice.
Hold on. Carla, you're talking about the current apartment you're in?
No, we have moved. We are now renting a home.
Right, okay. But the previous apartment says you left and did not give enough notice.
Correct.
But that was 2.5 years ago you left?
Yeah.
Hold on. Why are you just hearing about this now if it was 2.5 years ago?
It's been an ongoing issue. We are a special needs family. I've got 3 special needs kids who are now adults, and my husband is on disability.
Okay, so Carla, you were in an apartment, and they gave you notice saying this is currently not up for renewal, right?
Yes.
In other words, get out when the lease is up.
Yes.
When was the lease up?
It was up July 21st of 2017.
Okay. And when did you leave?
We left July 1st because we were finally able to find a place to move into.
Okay, July 1st. When did you give them notice?
I gave them notice. Well, they gave us the notice. That
No, they did not give you notice. That was not notice to leave. That was notice that they're not renewing you. You still are required to give them notice that you're leaving, but I would say not. See, here's what I would argue. I would argue they've already determined you're leaving. However, you need to let them know you're leaving. Technically, if you were going earlier, you would still, let me just simplify it. You would owe them up to the end of the lease only. But if you left before that and did not pay, that's on you.
Okay, except they're overcharging that amount.
No, I understand that. You left, when did you stop paying rent to that old place? Your lease was up at the end of July. When did you make your rent payment on the 1st of each month?
Yes, and we did not pay July 1st.
Okay, you did not pay July 1st. Then what?
Correct. We moved and
Did you pay June 1st?
Yes.
And did you give them notice you were leaving?
On 6/21, when I got the second notice that they were not renewing the lease, then I emailed them back and I said, since you're not renewing the lease,
we will be
out on 7/1.
Okay, but that doesn't give you the right to leave a month early. I don't want to argue that with you. How much is your rent each month? How much was your rent there?
That's a good question.
Roughly.
I want to say $1,620 if I remember right.
And how much are they trying to collect from you right now?
$1,946.
That's right. That's exact. Okay. See, Carla, I know you're going to be upset with us, but I'm going to help you understand. They're coming after you for that last month. That's all they're coming after you for. The measly $300 on top of that is miscellaneous collection costs or whatever, but they're coming after you for your last month's rent. Did they keep a deposit?
Yes.
Now that's a little puzzling. How much was your deposit?
I believe it was $500.
Okay, so did they apply that to anything?
Supposedly, yes. We got an itemized bill and everything.
Can you send the itemized bill to us and we'll look it over? But I suspect, Carla, that you do probably owe something to them. The amount might be, we might be able to argue.
Amount.
What's that?
Yeah, I agree, but it's not that amount because they were charging us a crazy amount for, it was like double.
Well, it's not double. The $1,620 was your rent, and then but you should subtract your security. But are they claiming they had to clean up after you?
Well, I've got pictures of how we left it.
I'm asking you though. Here's what I'm asking: are they claiming? I don't say do you believe them, but are they claiming that they cleaned up or repaired or done anything?
Yes, they did some of that, and some of that we do owe. But again, they've like doubled everything. And
what do you mean? What do you mean doubled everything? Give me an idea of one thing they doubled.
The amount that we owe for the rent. We should have paid $800. Should have been the prorated amount for the rent that we.
No, you don't get to prorate rent.
Even though the lease was up on the 21st?
Right. That's right. Because in the beginning, I can't go back and see this, but in the beginning, they probably charged you accordingly. Now, I'm not sure of that, but I would only assume that the rent went from the first to the end of the month, and I would assume they would have let you out at the end of the month. But I don't know any of that. I don't think you get to prorate your last month's rent, but maybe you do. I'd have to see the very first rent check you paid.
Got it. I could probably come up with that.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to do it in small claims court. You're going to have to sue them if they try to get money from you. Here's the deal, Carla. You're going to owe them something, and I do understand you're claiming you don't owe the whole amount. That is where I think you're going to get hung up. I think you do owe the whole amount because the way they write partial month leases is not that at the end you don't pay. It's at the beginning they credit you, usually. And I'm not saying that this happened to you, but I'm assuming most landlords make it so after the first month, every single month after that is a full month's rent. And it's very unlikely they would make the last month a partial month. I'm just saying it's unlikely. But if you have all of your records, then don't pay. Wait for them to sue you. Take your argument to court. I can't make the argument for you. Only you can. Right now, it doesn't sound like they're doing anything improper because we all know you owe something. Have you called them to try to negotiate an amount?
Back at the time, yes, I wasn't getting anywhere, and so we were in a house. It didn't affect us, and we've kind of let it drop. Now
okay, thanks for your honesty. That's exactly what you did. They're probably pissed off you let it go for 2.5 years. Is this affecting you now because you want to buy a house?
Correct.
Okay, how is it affecting you?
It's on our credit, and we can't do anything about it when it's not.
Well, you can challenge it on your credit for validity, but here's the problem, Carla. No matter what, you do owe something. That's where the hang-up's going to be. Now, if you'd like us to negotiate and help you, we need a copy of your bill that itemizes everything. If you send that to Daphne, we'll get that over to Deputy Clint.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning.
I think she knows something, and she's not going to agree to it. That's what I think. Yeah. But I'm going to put it down.
Now that's hurting her credit. Now they're interested in paying it. They ignored it all that time.
I'm going to call this unpaid rent. Open.
I've had her deposit and stuff probably didn't cover shit.
Who is that? Who's the attorney that filled in for Tom that when he was here was a real gregarious guy? Yes. We need to hire him. Yeah, we actually need to hire him. No, we got a weird thing going on.
What do I have coming up, sir?
Business at Hangers. Guy didn't pay his condo dues for
Is that a
6.5 years.
Nick's? Nothing?
6.5 years didn't pay
Not.
condo dues.
Thank you.
This is the least I've ever heard you talk, Mark.
I'm working on this Google shit. It's driving me insane.
He's doing a lot of important shit.
For $12,000. I know, but he didn't pay the. I know. It's
Woman
so
claims old
bizarre.
landlord is trying to collect.
I know. That's okay. We'll pay it. I just.
Okay.
So what brought you back here? You want to come from Seattle and Denver?
Yeah, I'm from
California.
And so you decided to come back, and did you just walk in and buy them? Or?
So that's not
clever.
California,
Even though it's too many letters, it just kicks off the end. Yeah, good.
What's he bitching
good
about?
I know this marketplace extremely
Yeah, I know it's
well.
expensive, but
Have
we need
people
somebody
used to
like
work
that.
for me here.
This guy is such an ass.
So
So if I was going to get back in the industry again,
No,
this
he
was
was.
this
He
was gonna
didn't.
be the best
Not
place
only.
to do it.
Okay.
why didn't you kick him out?
They needed to, and they did.
Yeah, I
They
wanted to
did.
retire before I was
The
ready,
condo
so that's why
association.
Well, this is a condo. I thought it was.
Yeah.
No.
What was the hangar?
One
Where
of
are you
the
from?
hangar buildings is a condo association.
Wisconsin originally.
Individual.
Then I spent 15
We
years
sold
in
it
back there?
Nashville.
Yeah, we sold it to
Yeah, I
8,
tried
12
out
people,
back
and it was
there.
we formed a condominium
Oh, really?
association.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
This guy, also when they sold it, my dad sold it. My dad.
I spent
gave
15
the guy
years in
a
Nashville because I went
$4,000
down
second
there with
mortgage.
Service Experts was there in Brentwood, and then I didn't leave until 2000.
Anyway, my dad granted the guy $24,000 second mortgage so he could buy it.
I first
And
worked
the guy
at
buys
Phoenix
it,
for a
and he
while,
never
and then
pays his
Northern
condo dues, and he
California,
never
was
pays
just
my
doing
dad
some consulting.
the $24,000.
And finally,
My
2
dad
years
didn't
ago, I
want
moved
to
out
foreclose
here.
on it because
And then
there's so much
bought
owed on the
this
first.
You lived where?
You have to
Nashville?
pay off the first.
Nashville for 15 years.
Position.
So I moved down
Well,
to
now that
Service
it's
Experts.
14 years later,
Holy cow.
When I first
the
became
hangar's
a
probably
manager,
just got
that was
paid
my
off.
first challenge that they
Okay.
gave me was there.
So now
It was
we want to
10
foreclose on
company.
the hangar on that,
Dude,
and
I've
we
never
want
seen
to
a company
have that.
like every city official.
What do you call it? Turned over. What do you call it?
Tab
What do you call it when you
hated
go back
that.
and
I
forth?
worked for Jim
Hated
Cooper,
it.
right? He was
Well,
in charge of
when it-
franchises.
He
you
was.
found
That was
against
Rebecca
you, but you-
Castle that
appeal.
made that whole thing
We
happen.
need to have
all the
that
way
case
from
appeal,
buying that
because the
company
guys at
for the
Condo
purpose of
Association
putting
win
him
with no attorney
because
against
she was
an
trying to
attorney.
get promoted.
Got
She was the one who
killed.
promoted me originally.
And they didn't know what they were
But
doing.
she,
They didn't bring
actually, I'm
records with
leaving
them. They
here
didn't realize
tomorrow
anyway
to
they
go
got-
to the
they got
SGI
killed.
Summit meeting in
And
Florida.
so it was really unfair.
Instead of
The
just
guy
bigger companies, it's like
Well,
just
WireNet's part of
won
that,
the
right?
lawsuit.
The ESI member?
yeah,
$12,000.
So they're part of SGI. This meeting I'm going to in Florida is just like that.
He hasn't paid
He has to be, he's supposed to be 20 million or larger to be invited.
I mean,
it's just like a higher level.
it should be. And then it turns out the judge found
But
against
they are.
the condo association.
I've been part
Well, I
of that
can see
whole
it just by
organization, you
procedure.
know.
Yeah, but it's because of
kind of
procedure,
grew up
exactly.
a little.
And so we need now we need
They're
an attorney
great,
to go in
great
and do it right.
ideas. I mean,
They used to.
my success,
The problem is it's
know.
actually the same
It's
as
not
it
double
was.
jeopardy
They haven't.
against
well,
So I
it's fairly
appeal.
different from
double jeopardy
CSG
only
back in the
happened
day,
with
but
criminal.
Right.
Double jeopardy's
Still that, like,
yeah.
so I don't use
I
any
don't
of
think
that.
so.
Like,
I don't know.
the
On
whole
civil
training
cases,
system
there's
that
not
Energy bought
double
from me.
jeopardy. There's
Got in a fight with me and
prejudice.
then took it back
Meaning
from all
if
the
it's been
franchisees
decided,
because they didn't want
you
no
can't
precedent
bring
to
it.
They were pretty,
This was
But here's the thing they do.
it's a great story.
They get around that because if let's say
But
you
they just
sued
sold it
for
to
an
some
item and you
other
lost,
companies
and you try to come back,
not even familiar with the industry.
if it's adjudicated with prejudice, I mean, obviously, you don't come back, you appeal.
This was a
Well,
case where the
we're
condo
pretty-
association had no attorney,
we're very
went to court.
happy with
This guy had an attorney. The guy's never paid his condo dues in 6.5 years.
Did he win?
He won.
Okay, if
Not-
he won,
Are you part
they
of
can
any
appeal.
organization?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But there's no, they can't sue him again unless they sue him for a different issue.
Well, we got to sue him for a different issue. He's never paid his second mortgage either.
I'm only
$24,000.
part of
The guy
SGI
hasn't paid for anything.
How do you get away with
Like
it?
my
He's
guys are
been getting away with it because it's such a the second mortgage on a brand new hangar. Somebody would have had to pay off the first.
Wait a minute, this is somebody that's you?
Yeah, in a condo. Well, it's not us. But
Is it yours?
well, it's a condo association. We own one
I
hangar.
use a hybrid.
Oh, I thought
selling
it's not the ones you
system
developed.
we
Yeah, it is the ones we developed.
But it doesn't affect you, don't you? I thought you were the boss. I mean, you
Well,
were the landlord.
What year did you get started?
I think
70s,
later
80s?
calls because
We don't run the condo association on that one.
76 actually.
So
76.
If we did, it would have been done right.
For sure.
Anyway.
I came back to this business because
Our attorney set up the condominium association, but we don't run it.
easy, but I know it.
We had a
comfortable
long story too.
And I went-
If I was
got
56,
I had a mentally ill guy.
That's all right, we're
That's
good.
why I
Yeah.
came back.
Normally stuff, if they don't pay, they start.
I
getting-
can't believe how long I've been
anything
around.
else.
They
Can't
should
scale it like
They
you can
should
this
have been
one.
doing that, but they
Yeah.
didn't. The guy had all kinds of
If you need any help writing, let me know, okay?
The president of the association.
Yeah.
Or the
I
president.
think I'll get to
No,
20
it's
million.
President Association.
So he basically works for nothing.
Yeah,
But I think I can get there. because
Yeah, I've only been
the
in,
marketing
why do I say
and
40 years?
not
I've only been in
really solid.
radio, I mean, in broadcast.
Yeah, I know
40
I'm running
years.
around. I mean,
Stephanie was thinking,
trucks,
yeah, 2 years ago, it's not 50.
trying to do it.
Shit, I would have been a
So
teenager.
the windrow between all the
But
They're only like
later on, after
snowboat
snowboat down,
it's
you
14
can't push
million.
that out because it's packed.
Which is good, but
Actually, I was
pushing it out the end.
I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, RenewHomeInnovations.com. I love promoting great services, Renew Home Innovations. Now, it really should be called Renew Bathrooms. That's what he does. I mean, bathrooms and specifically showers. Can you imagine having that specific kind of bend? He has just showers and bathrooms and beautiful ones. Uses Kohler products and also does porcelain if you want it. Have you ever seen porcelain, pure porcelain walls, these sheets that go up? Ooh, RenewHomeInnovation.com, by the way. And we have all kinds of stuff to talk about today. Renew Home Innovations is 303-904-2000, 904-2000. We're talking anything you want to talk about today, and we will get to all of you. We're working on things behind the scenes. I'll go over those in a little while. I'm keeping track of them. If you ever want to know what happened to a previous call, call us. Rob, welcome, Rob. What's going on, Rob? We have, by the way, home services people in the house. They may sympathize with you. What's going on?
Well, I'm a plumber for a new construction company and doing a job site up here in Loveland. And yesterday... we have a homeowner who's not satisfied with the flooring in his bathroom, and for the second time, we've torn out the toilet so that they can replace the floor.
Okay.
So yesterday, for the second time, I'm removing the toilets from this bathroom, and I use a shop vac to remove the water from the toilet bowl and the toilet tank to, keep from making a mess.
Yeah.
And when you disconnect the water line, there's always a little bit of water that gets on the floor.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So there's two toilets, and in each bathroom I probably grabbed about 20 inches of toilet paper and wiped up the water on the floor.
So you're removing the toilets so people can do the floor.
Correct.
Okay.
So I pulled off about 20 inches of toilet paper in each bathroom to wipe up just that little bit of water on the floor.
Yeah.
And I just tucked the toilet paper down inside the closet flange, where the toilet mounts down.
Yeah.
Knowing that full well that it's going to flush away the first time after we reinstall the toilet.
Yeah. Rob, man, his story was getting good. And did you get the number? Rob, call back, man. Call back. 303-713-TALK. Okay.
Sounds like the homeowner got mad that he used their toilet.
I don't know what he was getting at. Hold on, we'll find out. Willard, what's going on with you, Willard?
I'm Bonnie Hammond's pastor. She's 87.
Bonnie Hammond's pastor. Okay, Pastor Willard, what's going on?
Bonnie is 87.
Okay.
There's a company called Comfort Keepers that does. Lighthouse work and things of that nature for the elderly.
Okay, it's specifically for the elderly. Like, do they do it for low cost?
Well, I think maybe for anybody. I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
In any case, some people from the city of Arvada in Jefferson County got Bonnie lined up with Comfort Keepers.
Okay.
I was not involved at all.
Okay.
A lady from the city, though, told me that they had she'd signed up and that the money was going to come directly out of Bonnie's bank account.
Now, Who signed up Bonnie specifically? It was some specific department?
Well, it was, and I can't tell you that.
Like it was it some kind of elderly advocacy group?
Yeah, it was an advocacy group for the elderly.
Gotcha.
Both in Jefferson County and in the city of Arvada.
Gotcha.
So it would be two different ones.
Okay.
But and I don't know. See, I wasn't involved in that portion of it.
We got you. It's in-home. I'm looking at this. In-home care that elevates the human spirit is the way they're advertising. Comfort Keepers. Okay. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Okay. And so she lives on Social Security, period. That's all she has.
Right.
So I didn't hear anything more about it except I heard Bonnie say that she was unhappy again and again. One of the things right off the bat, they sent a young man out to help her, and she turned him away. She said she's not going to have a man in there helping her with her personal stuff. Well, that seems like it would be one of the things they would have known up front, but they didn't.
Okay.
So she turned him away.
All right.
They charged her anyway. I don't know what he did.
How do they normally charge? Do they charge per service, per visit, per week, per month? Do you know?
Yes, they charge per visit.
And what do they do in the? What do they?
5 hours a day.
What? Oh, the visit is 5 hours.
$27 an hour.
And it's 5 hours per visit.
Yeah, per day. They come. They did come twice a week, and then shortly after she wouldn't let that man in. They had a woman come one day and a man come another day. She wouldn't let the man in, and but she got charged for him anyway.
And how many days a week did they do it?
They did it twice a week in the beginning.
Okay, so not having the guy there, that is wrong. That she got charged for that, except she probably signed something saying if they show up and she's not around or whatever, or doesn't, who knows. But anyway, I'm hearing this right, $135 a day, basically.
$135 a day is what it is. Then they charge her mileage. But that's what it is, basically.
Okay. So what is the problem here? Is the problem here the fact that she got charged for that one day?
No, not at all. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit more about what happened. So, so she's very, very unhappy with the situation and complaining all the time. Well, I heard nothing, but then on October 23rd, I got a bill. It had her name on the bill, but it was addressed to me, $2,990.
Wait. How much? $2,900?
$2,990.62.
What was this for?
It was for all the services from the time it started.
I thought you said you said she was paying as she went.
Well, that's what they told me, that they were going to take it out of her bank account directly. That's what the city told me.
Yeah.
The lady from the city, not the city. The lady from the
city. Okay, but Pastor, let me ask something. I'm going to ask something. If they didn't do it, that's not a big deal. If she's not getting penalized, I mean, if she still has the money in her bank. I mean, what I'm saying is,
that's right.
Okay, so what's the big deal if they didn't pay? If they didn't pay as you go?
I advised her to pay it.
Yes.
She wrote the check and she paid it.
Okay.
Within a week or so later, I got another bill for $500.
And what was that for?
I thought same thing. I mean, it was for continuing on. Okay. So I that's fine. I thought it could have been just a little while. An overlap, a time period. It wasn't.
Of course, no, I understand what you're saying. You didn't really do the calculation, but you figured, hey, it's an ongoing service. Maybe it overlapped, maybe it didn't. So where are we going with the story? Do you keep getting these bills? Are they overbilling her? What is the story? I need to know that part.
Okay, the story begins here. She called them at that time and told them She fired him. That's what she told me. I fired him. You know, I told her not to come anymore.
But let me guess.
Okay,
she has a long-term. She has a long-term contract or something.
Well, that's what they think. So at any rate, I called him, you know, and I said, hey, so I kept getting bills. And so I called him and I told her to, let me say this, I told her to pay the $500. She did.
Okay.
Okay. So then I keep getting bills. I said,
Wait. Are you getting bills even though they're no longer going to her home?
That's what gets interesting is,
not as interesting as you think. I need to know. I just need to know if you could help me here. How many additional bills did you get after that $500 bill?
I get them every week.
And okay, is it $500 per week?
No, because they started coming just once a week.
Okay, now
so
the weekly.
No.
These weekly bills you're getting. Does she still have them going to her home? Here's what I'm trying to find out, and it's a simple yes or no. Are they charging her for times that she has not had them? I need to get to that right after this. I need to.
Funny talking.
Please tell him I appreciate him. I really do.
They can't focus on.
Just please
They
tell
have
him.
all these ancillary things.
And this is
going
where the
on.
story begins. Wait.
He's 7 years old.
Yeah.
Just begin 10 minutes
No,
ago.
but the lady,
Oh, this is where
he said he had nothing involved
I
to
know.
do with it setting it up.
Because he's asking her to pay. He's
Oh my God. I appreciate that he's trying to help her though.
Yeah.
That's nice. You know, good guy.
Yeah.
But why is he getting billed? He didn't set it up.
Because it works.
Okay.
Because every time they send him a bill,
And
he gets
eventually,
paid.
I want sound on this. I have something I'm going to play.
Question, George. How do you size a furnace for, like, say 1,000 square feet? Is it per thousand or per?
It's not. You gotta size the house if you want to do it right.
Yeah.
Because it depends on, is there any vaulted ceilings? Is there any?
So you go by cubic feet?
Okay, gotcha. Coming up.
Yes.
Sheridan Auto Tech. It is a company that you can trust for your car. I know Kevin Calkin personally. I have referred people to him personally. He's just a good guy. Sheridan Auto Tech. They have experience. They have knowledge. They have courtesy. You know, he's got thousands of long-term customers. That's what he's looking for. He'll take care of your car like it's his own. They're just west of Wadsworth on Colfax, and then just south of 6th Avenue on Havana. SheridanAutotech.com, 303-455-7242.
How big's the house? 1,000
Well,
square
it
feet?
was, a friend of mine had a very small cabin,
Okay.
and it called for 70,000. Is all.
Because there was no insulation in it. I mean, 1,000 square feet, 60.
Should be like about 45,000.
Yeah, 1,000 square feet at the
Anyway,
most.
it could be because it called for 70,000. Anyway, when the inspector came out, it was a 69,000. Goodman, and they said no. So he had
Who
to pull.
said no?
The inspector said no. We
The
called.
inspector doesn't qualify for
Well,
sizing. Is it a new construction?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then he could.
So anyway, because it called for that, and it was only 69, they had to pull it out. So anyway, I got it for free. So for taking it out, that's how I got the furnace for my cabin. Anyway, I got it for free for taking it out
if it's
carefully.
new construction, they have specs you have to put in, and they'll look at that.
But you're saying no insulation, so it's really complicated to size a furnace in. You got to go by cubic feet. Is it insulated, not insulated?
Yeah, you do by the size, width, height, depth. For the cubic feet,
I've always gone by what was there before. But
window facings.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's a whole calculation for it.
Okay.
If you do, that's why I said if you actually truly do it right. I mean, a lot of guys could walk in and
is there an internet thing?
And tell you for the most part.
Kind of figure it out. An internet app. Okay.
We may have to get on these the comfort keepers. I mean, if they're going to hold this old lady to a long-term contract, I don't even know what they're doing, but apparently.
But
if we get to the bottom of it.
Shame on you.
We've got to ask who signed for the contract. Because it sounds like nobody signed for it.
Oh.
Or if they have one.
Maybe
I thought you said a city person set it up.
Maybe his pastor did. Maybe that's why I was saying.
No, he said he had nothing to do with it.
That's true. He did say that. Find out more.
What is home care and how does it differ? And what services does Comfort Keepers provide? Let's see, companionship, meal prep, laundry, light housekeeping, grocery shopping, incidental transportation, medication reminders, grooming, just...
It's not bad for 27 an hour.
How are Comfort Keepers selected?
God, my wife we use Molly maids at our house.
How much does in-home care cost?
Molly maids comes in. How much? I don't know how much it is, but God, they're fast and efficient. They do a good job. I don't even know. I have to ask. Takes them about two of them about 2 hours.
I don't even get a duck clean because we save it.
Yeah, and I don't know.
We do.
Ask me what my mortgage is.
They're individualized plans.
Honest to God, I don't.
Cleaning.
I got so many things I do. I don't
only
keep
do
track of
duct cleaning
paperwork.
and
That's all.
installs. I roll it into the price.
I trust Judy.
There's too many of these fucking $99 knuckleheads out there that don't do the job. People don't know the difference, so I don't want to keep it.
It was, it was
a lot of ours have electronic air cleaners, so it'll catch it and
that's all
keep it from recycling. We have a duct cleaning machine.
She had a, which 20 years ago she had a tummy tuck. I had a baby.
Like a brush master, or do you have the big with the big vacuum?
I honestly don't know. I don't even, because we brought it from Dallas.
I have no idea what they cost.
I forgot all about it, including shoes and stuff. So
we haven't used it.
Yeah. I had a baked potato. It was wonderful.
Okay.
The mac.
Yeah, we'll do a special
lobster mac
soon.
and cheese.
I'm gonna take off
The
soon.
lobster was in there and it
What are you
wasn't
gonna
in
do?
shells, so that's why I just forgot about the stupid
Probably just doing $26 furnace cleaning or drain clean.
And that's when you say furnace cleaning, new customers for the whole damn thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got,
So that's a clean and check.
when we did the New Year's special, a lot of people called in, so maybe do a continuation off that.
26, okay. Or
because a lot of people
drain clearing for 26.
We'll do that too. We'll add it, yeah.
That fishy smell.
They can do both if they want to. I mean, it's 26 and 26, but if they have a slow drain,
I can't
we'll
remember
clear it
what
for
brand they
26.
are TV dinners.
One drain.
Yet because I could eat everything with mac and cheese.
It's gotta be one drain though. Some people will be like, yeah, I got 3 drains.
Is it,
What brand is those?
Banquet?
No.
Swanson?
No.
Do you have a
Never mind. Anyway,
get together and work
every
out.
one of them.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We do have Rob the plumber and all of that. I want to mention, though, that Fix It 24/7 has a $26 special. $26 for new customers for a furnace clean and check. And trust me when I tell you, they did it at my house in more than 2 hours they spent. Now, I'm not going to guarantee they spend more than 2 hours, but they take it apart to the extent it can be. They take out the blower. They clean the fins. They clean the burners. They clean the whole thing. They make adjustments. They do this for $26, which is unbelievable. And then they'll do a drain clear, either or both. If you want to add 26 plus 26 for a drain to be cleared, that's one drain. If you have 2 drains, it would be 26 for each. But it's to get one line cleared. It's $26. And anything I need to add to that, George? That's today only, right?
Yeah, they can call. I mean, they can schedule it at any time, but they have to call by the end of the day.
Okay, you got to call by the end of the day. It doesn't have to be done today. That's $26. This is unheard of. I mean, at 39 is unheard of, let alone. And they knock this off to 26. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com. Okay, listen. Pastor Willard calling about one of his peeps, and we really appreciate him getting involved to help her. She's 87. Promise Keepers came to her home for in-home care. She was getting billed, and then she stopped it, basically. Okay? And he's still getting bills. What I need to know, are they billing for things they have not done? Willard, how does it stand right now as far as the billing goes?
They are billing for things they have not done.
Why?
They say they have a contract.
That's what I wanted to know.
And that it takes that you must give them a 3-week written notice.
That's not unheard of, by the way. That's not unheard of. Did she at least get him a 3-week notice?
She called him on the phone and said, yes, you're fired. She didn't give him a notice, but it's
well,
been
technically,
2 months
I mean,
past 3
listen,
weeks.
did she sign? If she signed a contract, it's not. I mean, it's not unusual to have a contract that requires notice. Now, I'm going to get someone from Comfort Keepers to address this, but I want to give them time to do it. And right now, we're out of time. I want to do it right after the break. Comfort Keepers Home Care. This is an important question, especially if you have a senior looking for home care. You want to know it's a company you can trust. They're going to address this. Why are they billing when she doesn't use the service? We'll find out coming up.
Do you know what your...
I want to know what happened with the 20 inches of toilet paper.
Yeah, we will. Tell Rob we'll get to him too.
You only needed 10 inches of toilet.
Yes, that's what's wrong, damn it.
That is...
That's why it's
That
so
is
fun.
crazy.
Well, you could have just left the water on there. They're going to redo the floors, right?
I know, that's the point I got. We pulled the toilet off. What's the... It must
I hope he's charging to pull the toilet off.
He won't be. It's new construction.
You won't?
No, shit.
You're kidding me.
Those guys won't.
So, Clint,
Those guys won't.
here's what I wanted to ask.
New
Did you
construction
ever
is
do
just
carbon
the
fiber?
work.
Yeah, it's really... It's,
Because
you know what I need to do, though?
It's hard to get
Okay.
change orders
Guys,
through, especially if they're a big
Let me
company.
just
Are you
explain.
guys heading
Let's
out?
say I have a
Shortly.
panel.
I got to get my special in.
With
Yeah,
some
and then
size
we
on it,
have
okay?
2 more
Once
guests
it's
coming, so
that
I'll get them
cheap,
after.
You know, like I call
you
it
guys.
Cessna plastic.
How many are you making? One?
No, I just want to learn. But here's what I want to ask you.
Mike Robinson, right?
There are
I never-
2 ways to do this,
I
as
never
I understand
knew
from
it was
YouTube.
specific.
One
Like, city service,
is
I
to make
always
a
heard it.
mold of this, and then you put the
in the
fiberglass
small room.
inside the mold,
Yeah.
and then the
I'm
mold
a
release,
lot
break it
different
off. And you
guy
got
than I
art.
was,
Another one is to fiberglass
Well,
right
I
over
couldn't
this.
tell you
This
anything.
is the
Yeah,
mold.
mold is
specific
You
that
can
I've
actually
heard.
use
I
the
was a
part
little-
as
I've
your
never heard
mold.
your name,
You
that's
put
for
mold
sure.
release
I
on
was
it.
a little
I'm sorry,
more-
you lay it up.
I was a little more
So I would put
back
mold
then
release on this.
on
I would
different
lay it
things.
up,
Now I'm-
lay it up, lay it up, lay it up, right? But
I think
then
it had a lot to do
for
with
that
the
one, it's a little more
area
difficult
that
because
I'm
the
happy
top
with.
layer you're working is your finished layer as opposed to the inside,
Yeah,
right?
that's not that bad.
Okay, but if you're only making, like on the helicopter, if I want to
And
replace
that
some of the
kind of
panels
got
behind
behind
me
me.
fucking cracking, and I don't want to buy their
Just
plastic
reevaluate
shit,
a lot
I
of
want to
stuff.
make
Oh, you can make a mold off the panel.
Well, do I make a mold off it, or can I just go right over that?
Yeah.
Would fiberglass stick to that plastic if I wanted to just reinforce the plastic?
Not as
Yeah.
intense.
So I could do it, or I could make that my
my
mold, either way.
There's one thing, those panels, I know what you're talking about. Airplane plastic is that thin, it cracks at the screws.
Yeah, exactly. I want to make a fiber, that's what I want
It
to
has
do.
no strength.
I want to replace them, that's exactly
One of the
right.
things that makes them really strong is to upholster them with
I
cloth.
know that, but I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I know, I used to do that, you're right, and that actually is pretty.
Okay, so they make a cloth, that is a fiberglass cloth. Most of it is really stiff, and it won't make a combination curve.
Mark, Suzanne,
But
would
it's
you
a
check
flat,
your IAM?
flat panel.
Yeah, but they make some cloth, some bidirectional cloth,
I know.
that you can wrap around a golf ball.
Yeah, no, I know, that's mat, that's like omnidirectional mat, it's all the hair is all over.
Yeah, but that's what you want to work with, period. Because it'll form
Around everything.
around everything.
But will it, what I'm saying is, will it stick, if I do it and make a finished panel, will it stick to that plastic?
One layer on there, and yes, it'll stick, and it'll reinforce it.
Okay, so fiberglass will always stick to everything.
Pretty much, well, not everything.
But that black, that black plastic they do in airplane, it'll stick to those cheap.
Pretty much.
So if I wanted to
You can
make
give
them
me your number or
beefier
somebody
and
to
look
call
better.
You know polyethylene?
This is
No, that's my personal.
Polyethylene.
Yeah, no,
Plastic.
Let me get you. Do you want me
it
to
won't
get
stick
to
to
your,
polyethylene.
get it to your
But it will stick to almost everything else.
And do you have to scuff it up? And
A little bit, but you're not using fiberglass.
Office
You're using
equipment?
No,
epoxy.
if, like,
That's the
let's
big
say,
trick too. The epoxy
let's say I do
sticks
get
to everything.
everything.
You have a working time of like
I
2 hours.
just send them to
It doesn't set up real quick.
epoxy over the cloth,
Yeah, you wet the cloth with epoxy.
as opposed to fiberglass red. Why not resin?
You are using resin, but you're using epoxy resin.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
So our other guests are here.
Who?
Cheryl and Steve, the painter, for 12 o'clock.
They don't have to kick anybody out. They can come in.
I'm
first,
anyway.
what's your?
Okay, but he has a special.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all
So
I'm
we'll
saying.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll go down and
But Cheryl can sit there, right? I mean, I can't.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fine. So he
But
can
why
stay.
is Steve here?
So you know when.
What I'm saying is that's not normally, that's like a common man, that's not like kicking these guys out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll save your number. I'll text you, and then.
Yeah, trust me, I know what you're doing, and you're just doing your job, but I want to keep Mike here.
Good
West
job.
System Epoxy is pretty readily available.
Okay, by the way,
And
I want
actually,
to show you.
Mike, you are welcome
And
to
the
stay
cloth
if you
now
want
is
to
going to
move.
leave a little bit of a weave. When you get to the point where
Okay,
it's
well,
like
you can stay as long as
sticky,
you'd like. So why don't you
you're going
can
to
move
make your own
here,
bomb dot.
and then
And
we'll
you're going to use the West System
switch
Epoxy
over.
and Micro, which is a powder.
And
And you're going to make your own filler, and you're going to put a thin layer.
See this fucking shit? Now
Oh,
this,
yeah.
you know what I mean, that thin, okay. Will it stick to that shit?
Yeah, and it'll be perfect.
And Clint, can I get you to go down and get the?
Yeah.
So
one layer, and
I'm
then
going to have you teach me on one of them.
the Micro will fill the weave for sanding, and does that have to be really shiny and smooth?
No, I want to paint it actually.
Okay, because you can take truck bed texture and texture.
That's what I want. I want a textured paint actually.
It's
That
really easy to do.
The crinkle paint.
I made a whole bunch of parts and I replaced every plastic part in my Cessna that way.
Did you reinforce them or make new ones?
Reinforced them, just put it over the outside.
Exactly what I want to do.
Did every panel because
So I think we're
You're
off.
hanging out, right?
I think we're off in the springs now, right?
Oh,
They
shit.
get off at 12.
Well, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. So I thought we'd do. This is a pretty good offer. I thought I'd do the same thing for the one day. If they call in that day.
So tomorrow then, be ready tomorrow.
Yeah.
And you got it. Hold on, I got to be reminded. So, let me write it right now.
Yeah, I thought mine as well.
I'm giving it to myself. Okay. Smith special. Okay, hold on. All right, what is it?
If they call in tomorrow,
Okay.
anytime before the end
So
of the day.
tomorrow is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Must call, but it doesn't have to be done then, right?
No.
Must
be
call Wednesday.
But we'll schedule it for when we have availability.
Schedule for later. Okay, then what?
And then $26 for
the same thing. Okay,
precision tune-up and cleaning, or $26 for a drain clean. One furnace or one drain at the discounted price. Sometimes you get these calls for 3 or 4 systems in a house, and a lot of the first one's discounted, but the other ones will be $26 for a drain cleaning. Furnace tune-up.
That's what I meant. Clean and tune. Okay. Or
$26.
Whatever. Yeah.
For
Good
drain
seeing you,
cleaning.
George.
Hey, you too.
Didn't get to see much of you.
But that's one line.
Yeah, one line.
Man, you just were
Got it?
busy like a beaver
All right.
today.
Thanks, sir.
Mark.
It's always good to see you. Thanks for the help, Mark, on that stuff.
Good to see you,
I
man.
haven't called
When
you
are you
up, but
taking
I
off,
know
Georgie?
that,
See you, man.
What?
But
When are you
thank
taking
you.
off?
Again, thanks.
Tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow
Hey,
morning.
Mike, sorry,
I
one
only came
source.
here just because I was on the show.
What's that?
I only came here just for the show. It's the only reason why I even came to Colorado.
Do you want to do dinner later or not? Or if you can't, that's fine.
I can't tonight. I already have dinner with my sales guy tonight.
Cool.
But maybe when I come back.
Oh. See you, George.
See you, George.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's get to the phones, but I want to first tell you about Real CBD. Thatworks.com. Panacea Life Sciences. Real CBD.thatworks.com. I simply say it because it is real. It's pure. It's pharmaceutical grade dosing, pharmaceutical grade. When they tell you THC or THC free, you can take it to the bank. It is good for pain, anxiety. It's safe. It's effective. RealCBD.thatworks.com. In any form, almost any form you need it, you'll find it on that website, RealCBD.thatworks.com. So welcome to the show. I'm a consumer advocate. We solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We let you call in and state your case and do what you want. Call. And we investigate problems. We do it. We also get directly involved and try to solve the problems. We have one right now I want to get right on because I always afford people who are willing to come on the utmost respect and give them, of course, time to explain. And Pastor Willard was calling for 87-year-old
Bonnie Hammond, one of his people, and he said, listen, Comfort Keepers was coming to the home, and they were doing services for her. It's that easy. And she was paying for those services. Then she fired him. And then she kept getting bills because she's supposed to give them a 3-week notice. And she apparently signed an agreement to that effect and hasn't done that. But I want to ask Pastor Willard a couple of questions here. So they have not been coming. How long ago did she terminate the relationship according to her?
Over 2 months ago.
Over 2 months ago. All right. So during that over 2 months ago, you get a bill every week. Do you know how much it is?
I don't know how much the total is. The bill per week is $135.
And that's what it would have been. That's for 1 day, 5 hours in a day, 5 hours for their visit at $27, which, by the way, is not an unreasonable fee. But she's not using them, so she's being billed $135 a week. Eventually, I mean, when did you notify them, or did you? Did you call them and say she's not using you anymore?
And I'm not positive I called them or they called me.
When?
But I told them she says she fired you.
No, I understand. How long ago?
We have a contract. We require 3 weeks notice.
I understand. What I'm trying to figure out, Willard, what I'm trying to figure out is what's called notice in fact. Even though she technically did not write to them, they did talk to you, and at that point they knew she wasn't going to use them, and then it becomes almost punitive to keep going anyway, or to keep billing, if they really do know, and she's an 87-year-old woman and she didn't take the technical time to write a technical notice. That's what I want to know. When did you talk to them? When did you talk to them?
You know, and again, I can look up and figure out the date, but I don't know. Couple months ago.
Roughly a month ago, 2 months, or toward the beginning?
Months.
Okay,
2
so
months.
And when did she say that she let them go?
2.5 months or more.
So really what's at stake here is here's the issue. What is notice? Okay, contracts call for notice all the time. It's not unusual. And for written notice. Nothing wrong with that. People want to know. I got to get my cruise rescheduled. You can't just show up one day. We show up one day and you say no more. But let's say they did, and she said no more. To keep showing up when you know she doesn't want you, or to keep billing, then it becomes an issue of what's called egregiousness. In other words, even though she may be improper for not letting them know, at some point there is a notice in fact. What I'm saying is, at some point you get the message, okay, she's not going to use us, she didn't write to us, so let's terminate. But I don't know what's going on with Comfort Keepers. But apparently they deal with older people all the time, so they probably have a copy of this contract somewhere, and she probably did agree to a notice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But how long do you keep billing when you know, in fact, the woman is not using the service? That's really what it comes down to, not the technicality here. We're talking about, a company that is big enough that they don't need her $135 every week. But I don't think they're doing anything wrong, is what I'm saying. Brent is the owner, and I really appreciate you being on, Brent. Brent, do your contracts call for a 3-week notice in general?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
It's actually a 2-week notice.
Oh, okay. All right.
And the concept of that, the idea of that is just like you were mentioning. We have clients and they change frequently with the health and things of that nature. So to keep our employees employed and keep them wanting to come here and work with us, we have to give them hours.
Yeah.
So
everyone agrees.
Designed to do that.
Everyone agrees. There's nothing unreasonable about 2-week notice. Nothing at all. So,
right.
But then again, then you knew what I meant by notice in fact. In other words, if she said, well, I don't want you anymore, and she didn't technically take the time to write it, at some point you get the message. Are you still just basically billing her every week?
So the issue is a little bit more because it involves, and I have to be careful with HIPAA violations and things of that nature.
So hold on, let me make this clear. Hold on, you're right. You do have to be, you do. And we did mention her name. So this is, as I understand it from your website, this is non-medical in every nature and non-skilled. So I don't see where it comes in, but I'm not going to try to interpret that for you. I want you to err on the side of being safe. So why don't you just tell me this, though, as far as the billing part, I mean, the pastor's on, let's say in general with these kinds of cases, will you just continue to bill them?
No, and that's not it. So it's, and HIPAA comes a little bit into this, but what I will say, it's our normal procedure to, like I said, have the 2-week notice.
Yes.
And there's a question of safety for our clients. So it also comes in the issue of abandonment. So if we don't get a written notice, have something other than verbal, and have proof that they've stopped the services, then we are still ultimately responsible for their safety during that period of time. And so that's why we need the written notice.
I understand.
And it's actually required in our licensure as well.
Okay, so I understand that part of it. That part I understand. But here's what I don't understand. If after 2, 3, 4 weeks, you're not expending the manpower, you're not actually sending people there anymore. You're just, or do you go every week and get turned away? Is that what you're doing? Because then I can.
We're getting turned away.
So you do have someone show up every week to be turned away.
Right. So, and I'm not an unreasonable person, and I don't want to provide services for somebody that doesn't want them. But I want to make sure that, and particularly in this case, that everybody's safe and that I'm protected.
So what does she need to do? What does she need to do?
Well, all we need is a written notice so that we can put it in her file. And
so Willard, can you have her? Can you write something up? Listen.
Let me say something.
Go ahead.
Let me say something. 2 months ago, either they called me or I called them. She tells me I signed nothing ever.
Oh, you mean in the beginning? In the beginning.
Times. And so I asked Comfort Keepers 2 months ago, please send me a copy of this contract that she signed, and I will encourage her to pay it.
Now, Willard, they don't have to send you. Hold on. They should not send you. They can send it to her. Is that okay?
They didn't send it to her either, and the county elderly care people asked them to do the same thing.
Okay, that's a reasonable request, because what you're going to say is she never really did agree to this. Is that what you're saying, Willard?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Again, I want to make this clear. Okay, if she didn't sign anything, then she technically is not bound to the 2-week. But obviously, she paid for the services she got. I also want to say, from what I'm seeing from Comfort Keepers online, they seem to run a legit organization, and they're not. This is not some scam group trying to fleece old people. I don't want to give that impression. Now, maybe this case could have been handled better. Who knows? I just want to try to get this woman off the hook, and I want to try to get some of this this Mountain Dew. She doesn't have the money. But the bottom line is this: no matter what happened in the past, Brent, could you help us, since you're kind enough to come on, could you help us get her a copy of her contract?
Sure, absolutely.
Good.
We leave one. So when we originally sign up every client, we leave a folder with all that information there. So at one point in time, she did have that.
And it is possible an 87-year-old woman would forget, unless she's sharp as a tack, Willard. I don't know.
Oh, right. I know that.
And that's part of the issue. And Willie, you and I talked the day that we opened service with her. I talked with you. We talked with you about payment and how you were going to handle the payment. So you were a part of the conversation at the beginning of this.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't believe
I was on the phone with you, sir. Sitting at her.
And I told you that I was going to handle the payment. And I told you I was going to handle her payment.
Yes, sir.
The city of Arvada told me that it was going to be taken out of her bank.
I think he meant.
You pay the checks now, sir. I mean, you're not going to pay for them. No, not that. But
No,
you said that you would.
You
would
handle
write
it,
the check.
or you help
Yeah.
her, is what he meant. That's nitpicking. I don't care about that. What I care about.
No, I'm just saying that he was involved.
I understand. So here's what I'd like to do, Pastor Willard. I really do appreciate people like you that look after the elderly. I'm serious. I really do appreciate it. Brent, if you could help and get a copy to her, and if you get a copy to her, it would be really nice. And then let's get her a written notice, Willard. Have her sign it, no matter what. I'm gonna have Deputy Daff. She has a heart for this. I'm gonna have her get this woman to sign something for you, and just not get her to do it, but to oversee this. Okay, Daff, could you help this woman? And Brent, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Tom, I was going to say too. I will work with them. I don't want to charge her for money for services she doesn't want.
Yeah.
But we will stop.
I understand. You want to be safe when you guys all of a sudden don't show up, and then a family member says, "Hey, why the hell didn't you show up? She fell and she was on the floor, and you would have known if." I get all that. I get it. Here's another thing, okay? I don't want to leave people with the impression that you got a bad organization. I have no reason to believe that. In fact, I think there is a really big need for this non-skilled type of home care, and I say non-skilled only as a moniker to talk about, like, it's not medical, it's not highly skilled medical care.
Right,
so
that's a terminology, yes.
I appreciate that very much. Comfort Keepers. Thank you, Brent. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
You look the same as usual.
You're right, I'm good.
Red River, New Mexico. I've been skiing there, Steve, years ago.
Really?
Yep.
I got a spot.
Years and
I
years
got
ago.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. You hear me talk about this all the time. Why? Because I know Brent Ivinson, the owner, and I've known him for years. They're bred in Colorado, born and bred, and they are operated in Colorado, and they do the best for their people. They always look to put you in a better situation than you were in. So when you refi, they look for the loan best for you. They don't have one size fits all. In fact, you can pick your own term. You want to get the lower rate, but you don't want to go to 30 years. You pick whatever term you want. They also have a written guarantee of everything they do, and they have a 3-week close in most cases, and here's the bottom line. Their pre-approval is like a cash deal. It puts you at the top of the list in this competitive market. You're already approved for an amount. If the house appraises, you got it. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. Okay, I got one more. American Restoration. Okay, let's talk about an area that is probably a good chance of being ripped off. If you have a flood in your home, a storm and leaks and mold, or you have a fire or a chemical contamination, some other toxins, there's a good chance you will be ripped off if you go and look for a restoration company. Unless you use somebody I know and trust, environmentalists, scientists, insured, bonded, American Restoration 24/7. Here it is. AmRest247.com. AmRest247.com. Mark, did Suzanne go under general?
I don't know what the difference, man. She was totally 100% knocked out.
That's
with
general.
Someone over her the entire.
That's general. That's general.
The entire
I have
surgery.
to go through that, and that pisses me off.
They don't leave your side.
I thought I could do conscious sedation because that's what they did for my lens, but for this they have to do general. And this is what's funny. The operation is probably 15 minutes. It's the anesthesia scares me more than anything. I swear to God, the anesthesia scares me more than these procedures.
Before you worry about getting my
my knee replaced. I do not want to go under and die.
I had my knee done. I had
that.
my knee done, just the meniscus, but they can do yours with local. They can do that. They can put a nerve block in that. With appendages, they can do that.
Yeah, Gary had his done, and he wanted to watch it. And I says, absolutely not. I don't want to see a thing.
I watched.
I
I watched for a little while. Now, one thing I do know, they said they would do it under one condition, that I wasn't in distress. And they said, if you ever feel anything, we can increase the thing. So I was watching, and I think it was more or less me watching, and then they were chiseling on that meniscus. And Mark, I went like this. So he said, just signal us if that happens, right? So I made the mistake, not the mistake, but I'm looking. I went like this. And as soon as I did that, I woke up and it's done, because they had, boom, they didn't. So when I did that, they must have done something, because I just remember doing this, and that was done, and I went,
good morning.
You know, it's like, fuck that, you know.
Yeah.
Because I gave permission if I said anything to do it.
Yeah.
But I was just going to tell them I was trying to tell them to increase it a little. They don't mess with that. But anyway, I went under, believe it or not, I refused General for my back. And I was awake, and I was on a table like this, so I wasn't even laying down. I was like this, you know, like that. And the monitor I was watching, I remember that too. Because they didn't put percent in there, which makes you forget.
They ring the
you
bell.
know why they do percent mainly? Because some people would not have any pain, they would have any discomfort, but they would remember stuff.
What do you mean?
And they would, they had a lot of lawsuits, I heard.
On purpose? Or is he saying he didn't
remember? It's just like,
where are you seeing the story?
It's better for the
Yeah. I had to go in.
Did it
oh my
just
God, I had to
happen?
go in for surgery, and they did. They put me totally under. And I woke up, and it was it was Sunday, and the football game was on. I didn't care. I'm going, what's the score? Just what is the score?
You know the funny thing about General, there's no passage of time.
He was arrested
Yesterday.
You call it this.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
No passage. That's the scariest thing in the world. It's like, they can do anything.
Yeah. You think you've been out only like maybe 5 minutes?
Or seconds.
Right. It's just, dude, you've been in here
I
for
would
35, 40 minutes.
Inevitably, I wake up
Especially
and I say,
for that.
When
I mean, did they
done,
do?
It's done.
Is there more to it?
Yeah. It's even that story. This is a.
Boy, that was quick. That's what I told that surgeon. Boy, that was really quick.
Must have got like a local, a little bit more on it. So.
This is BuzzFeed.
Talk station. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting.
That's like, it'd be manslaughter, it wouldn't be murder, first of all.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I don't think his intent was to murder him.
Hello, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Oh, my God, I can't say enough about them. You want the Martino inspection free? They do the checkup and inspection. They tighten the hinge bolts, and they go through the entire garage door system, and they do it free. They go through the opener. But they obviously, they want to be your company, and they're hoping that you'll call them if you need something, or if they find something wrong, you'll fix it. They say that's what they call a loss leader, right? But they're a great company. If you ever need anything done on your garage door or garage door opener, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Mark, did you get the Sidewinder that I have, the one with the motor on the side?
I have them on my large doors.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
I mean, the ceiling is completely clear.
And they come with all the Wi-Fi stuff built in.
Right. Anyway, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Let's go to the phones, and Eva's got a comment on Bonnie's situation. Bonnie, the older woman who had the home health care, not health, but home care, and then decided to end it. Go ahead, Eva. What is your comment?
Thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
Tom, I don't trust that situation at all. If they're relying on the HIPAA, not the HIPAA, but the fact that they would be responsible if something happened to her, then why didn't they call the police when she couldn't answer the door or wouldn't answer the door?
I don't think those folks did anything wrong.
Well, no, Eva, I don't think they did anything wrong. She did answer the door and turned them away. Here's what I think.
they could have handled it differently. They could have asked her if she didn't want to have the service, she could have signed a
exactly. They could have had, in other words, they could have had a clipboard saying, okay, you know what, rather than us doing this every week, why don't you just sign here? It says you don't want us anymore. That is a possibility.
I think it goes beyond that.
But what?
Well, if I got something like that for my parents and I wanted them there every week and my mom was turning them away and they're calling me, I'm going to say continue to go back. I don't want someone non-family member getting involved in it. I'm not saying that was the case right here, but how is that company supposed to know that that preacher even had any right to get involved?
No, you're right. Here's another thing, okay? I do understand that if they had a contract to go there once a week or twice a week, let's say they have this conversation. You know what? Bonnie doesn't want us anyway. Let's just not go anymore. And that day she fell, and had you gone, you would have discovered that. It could come back to bite you in the ass.
Oh, man, every attorney in the world would be lined up for that.
Saying, well, wait a minute, did you get her 3-week or her 2-week notice? Yet you decided on your own not to go back? You know, I can see that. I really can. So, look, I don't think they were trying to swindle her. I just think it was a miscommunication. Amy, what's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. I called yesterday about canceling a contract with Edge Pest Extermination Service.
Now, what can you refresh our memory on this? It was just yesterday. What
you told her to do something on Facebook. I heard
right.
it.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Here's what happened.
Martin Luther King Day.
Now I understand. On Martin Luther King Day, the offices were closed. She had a 3-day right to rescind. And one thing I did say, I thought they were very, very open and straightforward on that right to rescind. They even had a pre-written cancellation. All she had to do was date and sign. It was very, very nice of them, saying if you want to, just deliver this to us or send it to us. And they even gave you 2 addresses. One you could do in the mail and postmark it, or one you could do in person. You were there in person. The office was closed. And I said, okay, just do a Facebook Live and make sure they know you were there that day and you canceled. What happened?
Well, I did do that. I don't know who saw my Facebook Live, but I did do that. I haven't gotten anywhere since.
Well, here's the deal. You have a date-stamped video of you holding that cancellation, delivering it to that location. I would say that's pretty much proof you delivered it in time. I would follow up with a phone call, though, and say, by the way, I was there. Your office was closed. I had until midnight. I got there in plenty of time. And as proof, just see this link. I will send the link to you if you give me your email and send them the link.
Okay.
But I would definitely follow up, Amy, with a phone call for sure. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Chandler, what's going on, Chandler?
Yes, Tom, I have a contract dispute with
who?
Alarm company.
An alarm company. Let me guess. You didn't know you were getting into a long term or what?
Yeah, I knew I was getting into a long term.
But
they didn't install it right, and they used some parts. I already had one.
All right, you hold on, Chandler. Let me give you a little more time, all right, and we'll come back. We also have Steve the Painter with us. If you've listened to the show a while, you know Steve and Cheryl have been on the referral list for quite some time. Let's talk about painting and decorating coming up because spring is coming. A lot of people wait. I want to know this. Does it matter when you apply the paint? Can you get a good job in the winter? Let's talk about that and more coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino.
Hey, Steve, you went out that one that had bad outside painting and stuff. Joan, I think her name was?
Yes.
So it didn't need total repainting.
You know, we really need home care agencies, Mark.
What happened was that she called the office and said she wanted a bid for repainting her exterior and take a look at her fence. So when we got there, I asked her, well, how old's your paint job? And she goes, 6 months. Now I got confused, like 6 months old. So we started walking. They didn't do a lick of prep. They didn't power wash. No prep work. They just basically masked it and sprayed it. They sprayed the fence. Didn't power wash it. They sprayed it this way.
Right, that's why she
Hi,
had
guys.
said.
Oh, did you guys get waters?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay.
It was a bad, would they have to do the whole house or just touch up?
No, a lot of touch up on the house, but they're going to have to
got
restain the
something to
fence.
report?
Restain the entire fence.
What's that? You
So
got
the bad
anything
thing
to
about
report?
it is, this is what she's hiring.
Do you have a little piece
Just do an update.
on the helicopter we could learn on?
A little what?
A little
She just
piece.
didn't even talk to him, just didn't pay him.
One of these things, I've got enough material
that's
to do.
And this guy's the best.
TheArtOfGranite.com. TheArtOfGranite.com. They're your premier designer of countertops and cabinets, a direct importer of stone, granite, and quartz. Yes, they will do any natural stone for you, including quartz. That's the rage right now. And they do it all for wholesale materials. And they only charge for the actual fabrication and installation. That means you can get a price on the phone right now. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919. TheArtOfGranite.com.
The exact materials are so critical as to what
I know.
you use.
There's so many different cloths and different directions.
Exactly.
And so listen, what I'd like to do, I got some panels. They're only this big. I'd like to take them out, and I'd like to learn while we do it. What I want to do is we can use these parts. We don't have to make a mold, and so we can go right over these parts.
Okay.
I always thought that going over the actual part, the difference is you have to make a finished, surface as opposed to a mold. Because with a mold and you press down in, the surface is pretty much
One of
perfect.
these, you carve them in foam, and it goes over the foam. The skins go over that blue foam.
Right, but we don't have to do a foam.
No, we don't have to do
I
foam.
have the part, but we do have to reinforce the part to lay it up because it's flimsy.
Okay.
In other words,
So
I
on
think
that
we put
one-
blocks under the panel.
Do that or clay.
All they needed was to power
And then we
wash
go
it. They didn't
overboard
do
and
anything. They just painted
Yeah.
over
On
it
the
and stuff.
on the house, they didn't power wash anything, the house or the fence. So the fence, I think, is going to over time because if you don't power wash it, the stain doesn't soak in as much, so that surface is going to start coming off real easy. So, but now that they stained it with a solid body stain, you track that.
That's what I mean.
And so there's your problem is like if I power wash it, I'll take some of it off, but not all of it. So you have a problem there.
You mean that's not the case?
So yeah, so you could stain it. I mean, it's an old fence. They didn't check. When we do a fence, we power wash it. We check all the pickets. If they need to be replaced, we replace them. They didn't even replace any. There's like 10 of them that need to be replaced. No replacement, no nothing. And they charged this lady $10,000 to do this.
No, it was ridiculous. And they're cheap ass things, and the sun beats the shit out of
Once
it.
you learn how easy this is,
Oh my God, I
according
can't wait.
to the
Will we go to your place to do it or
Yes.
mine?
But she had a $4,500.
Well, you have all the shit up at yours, right?
She allowed her to keep her $4,500.
Well, I'll do whatever you want. If you want to
See, she
bring
didn't
it,
say anything
I
about that.
really would love to.
She didn't
I
say
didn't know
anything
you
about
had
that.
to do it.
She just did everything.
What I'd love to
wrong.
do
great.
And then she
is
got a
inside
thing in
corners,
November that they're going to
giving
in the house.
No, they won't be outside.
And so now they're
The
suing
inside
us,
would be if we did the mold.
This is the, if I'm not mistaken, to put an intent to lien, you have your last day on the job has to be within 120 days. So if you pass that 120 days, you have no right to lien, but you can sue them directly. We sued Village Homes, the builder.
Okay.
You put a
They
piece of
dogged
plastic
They
underneath,
kept pushing
you
us
put
back, saying, "Oh, we lost your
double stick
invoices."
tape around
And
it,
they owed us
piece on
about
top
I don't
of the
know,
fitting, and it
$8,000-10,000.
It sucks all of the extra
We
resin
lost
out.
your invoice.
Basically,
We'll get it on the
sucks
next
down
billing.
on
Oh, we
down.
lost your. Oh, we need to figure out what this bill's for. They kept pushing us back, pushing me back until the 120 days was over. What Cheryl found
And like
out,
you said, if it
we
did
can
come off,
sue the purchasing agent that we contracted. We can sue him direct.
Sure.
You got
much stronger than that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I'd
what
love it
happened
to be
is they
strong.
had us
I
go
want it to
back
be
in on
strong.
a warranty
And
issue.
then
Yes.
And he didn't want to go back out. And I said, no, do, because that puts us right back in.
So you can
with-
relate
and start over.
But it isn't
And so we
easy.
leaned it.
Oh, I see. If it was small claims,
what I
it probably
saw
would have
do
been
is
done, but this is going to be over 7,500.
Yeah.
Because doing small claims course is pretty easy.
Oh, yeah.
Versus
really
me.
easy to work
Right?
with.
right?
can't wait.
And so,
And
long
because
story
I
short,
take those
I think
panels
when you
off,
put that intent to lien, they automatically, you got 10 days to figure it out, to respond. Within that 10 days, we got paid. They said, get in the office, we need to talk. Oh no, you'll just be happy to get the full amount you want. Yeah, but you know you'll never work for that builder again. You know, it's one of those things. You'll never probably work for that builder again. But we did, and when Cheryl and I first started painting, that's all we did was new construction. We worked for Pinecrest Homes, Peter Morrison Homes, Wonderland Homes, Oakwood Homes. I mean, all the builders up and down Richmond. Richmond was a big one. We did $1 million houses right down the road.
That would work.
We were doing these $1 million houses, and that's all we did. But,
do most of them try to push you off?
Oh, hell yeah. You figure all the builders, because the excavators, the framers, all that's big. When you get down to the painters, drywallers, carpet layers, they're running out of funds. So,
and you use those as part of the resin?
Even though now they're probably sold.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter,
713-TALK, 713-8255. All right. Chandler says he's got a issue here with a contract with an alarm company. Now, Chandler, when did this first start? When was this contract signed?
Back in June.
And back in June, did they knock on your door, or how did they come to see you?
Yeah, they knocked on my door.
And what did they say? What did they say? We're here. What did they say? We're here with a free offer or some crazy get up?
Yeah, I had a ADT, and they would tell me how they could beat their service and whatever.
Now, you already had ADT equipment in there?
Yes.
In most cases, that equipment is simply leased. You don't own it.
Uh-huh.
So what did they do? Did they install all new equipment, or did they use the stuff in there?
They used ADT stuff, and they wouldn't work for a minute, and they realized they needed a converter to convert it over. And the guy, in a couple of days, put a converter in there.
How long did you own ADT?
Oh, probably 3 or 4 years.
How do you know you do own that equipment?
Because they take monthly payment out of my check.
No. I'm not saying you didn't have ADT. I want to know, how do you know the equipment came with it, like you own it? There's a difference. Some ADT contracts, you're simply leasing the equipment, and they have you hooked because if you try to leave, they want to come get the equipment. So how do you know?
Not with ADT.
What's that?
The problem is not with ADT.
I know it's not, but I'm simply asking for those listening. How did you know the window sensors, the door sensors, and the stuff already in there belonged to you?
Well, to tell you the truth, I couldn't tell you that.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. You're not sure. And did they also use your main box, the main control box, or did they put in their own?
They put in a different control box.
Okay, they put in a control box and they put in some kind of converter. Go ahead. What's the problem?
Well, the sound box, and they put in a camera also.
All right.
We couldn't get any sound from it, and they didn't. I wanted it. The wire ran a certain way so it wouldn't be showing.
All right, what's the problem right now, Chandler? What's the problem right now?
Well, they didn't finish the job, and I stopped payment on the check.
All right. So what job did they not finish? Installation?
The installation of it, using other people's equipment. The doorbell and the junk.
So right now, Chandler, if you wanted to activate your alarm when you leave the home, it's not even operational right now?
No, because they wrote me a letter after I'd done that, and we communicated back and forth that they were not going to, they're going to terminate my service, which I had already done.
Okay, Chandler, what were the terms of your service? Did you have to put any money down?
No, I just had to start paying for my
How much?
Check account.
How much?
$62 a month.
All right. How did you stop those payments?
I went to the bank and stopped that check.
Yeah, but what's going to keep them from going into your account and taking more money?
Well, the bank assured me that they wouldn't be able to get it anymore.
Okay, so you paid how many payments of 62?
2.
Okay, so then you decided you didn't want the service anymore. This $62 was for home monitoring?
Yes.
And what else?
Well, I tried to get them at first to come out and complete it so we could hear when somebody rang the doorbell. You couldn't hear that. The main system.
All right, but what I'm asking is that $62, do you have a breakdown of the $62 a month? Is it for monitoring plus equipment?
Yes.
Okay. And when you stopped making payments, are they trying to still collect money?
Right, that's what I'm calling you.
What are they saying, that you had a long-term contract?
Yes.
For how long? How long?
It was 3 years, I believe.
But they did not complete the job. Did you tell them that?
Right.
How are they trying to collect from you?
Well, they saying you signed a contract, which I did was on a camera on a cell phone. I didn't see anything but the line they signed on.
All right, but listen, here's the main question, okay? Did they give you a copy of the contract?
Not a signed one.
And are they saying that you have to pay for it?
Yes.
And how are they trying to collect?
Well, they turned it over to a collection agency.
Okay. But if they never finished the job, why did they expect you to pay?
Well, they said that they offered me to come out. They did after.
Okay. So in other words, they're saying, let me get it straight. They're saying, Chandler, you never let us finish the job.
Yeah.
And you have a 3-year contract.
Uh-huh.
What's the name of this company?
AMP Smart.
What is that?
AMP Smart.
AMP Smart. Okay, AMP Smart. And where are they located?
Out of town, Utah.
Okay, so we need to call them, but are they trying? They sent a collection agency, right?
The collection agency called me.
And what's the name of the agency?
I don't know. I think I got a listing of it.
How much are they trying to collect?
The whole contract. About
okay, so 36 payments?
Yeah.
At $62 each?
Uh-huh.
Are they giving you credit for the payments you've already made?
We haven't got into that yet.
All right. So roughly, though, they're saying that the contract is worth 62 times 36, basically.
Uh-huh.
But are they willing to come out and finish the job?
Yeah, they said they would do that. And I told them after they treated me the way they did, they had me sitting, and my wife sitting at home 4 times in a row, and they never did come out.
Now, is ADT trying to collect from you too?
No.
They completely let you go?
No. We spoke to the lady and said we told her we're going to cancel it, but I forgot what she told my wife.
Okay. And what are you doing for an alarm now?
We're not doing anything.
Well, you should have a security system.
We don't.
You should, though, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. We have a problem, and I don't know what to do because they're trying to come after you. Have they sued you yet?
No. She was giving me to probably the day tomorrow.
But you're not going to pay. You're not going to pay a couple grand. Now, you have a number of things you can do. I'll give you your options coming up. You decide on one.
Now, impact traffic.
Utah has all these security places. AmSmart. They're scumbags too.
You ain't talking about putting wiring in and everything. God, isn't everything Bluetooth now?
Oh yeah. In fact, you can buy your own.
Yes, I know. That's what. And how much? They're not even that expensive to buy your own, is it? Like, Ring has a full setup. Right now, it's mostly
Yeah,
cloudy in
right.
Denver.
Right.
We're sitting at
You know what their
Majority impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner.
Because I know it's Bluetooth. You don't have to do anything. You
This
don't have
report
to.
is sponsored by Denver
Yeah.
Trial Lawyers, your catastrophic injury experts. Denver Trial Lawyers, your catastrophic injury experts, are committed
I
to
know,
winning
$62 a month.
the success of each case, while other firms
And they
settle
used
your injury claims
most of
quickly so they
everything
can
except
move
the
on.
controller
Denver Trial Lawyers
for
fights for the success of each
You'll probably
client.
get stuff with
Visit
ADT.
I don't even like monitoring.
Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. What is it? It's state-of-the-art injection foam. It's not a spray. It's not an epoxy. It's a foam, like a stiff shaving cream that goes into your wall from the outside to insulate your home. So if you have an under-insulated home, an older home, a home that you want to make more energy efficient, up to 50% more energy efficient, they can come and do it most homes in one day. This goes into your home and fills every nook and cranny. It's wonderful stuff. And when you have the walls done, they're going to do the attic at 20% off. That's Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. You will be a believer when you see the video. Here's the video. FoamYourWalls.com. FoamYourWalls.com. Sorry, lost track.
Hey, Steve, what is about the minimum temperature outside for latex?
35 degrees. They got it down to 35 degrees.
35?
Yes,
Whoa.
but who wants to paint outside in 35 degree weather?
I don't, but
Yeah, my guys don't want to. We don't want to work out there. So what we tell homeowners, we watch it like Indian summer days. Like this time of year, we figure, God, if it's going to get up to 87 degrees today, oh God, it's almost going to be 60. We wait until maybe 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10. Sun's hitting that east side of the house. We can get out there prepping. So we
How long's
work.
that to cure?
Yeah, and we just kind of work with the sun.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Once about maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock comes rolling around, we wrap it up.
It starts getting cold.
Yeah, because that sun starts heading down. We want the cure time to last about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours.
That's all?
Oh yeah, it'll cure within a couple. As long as that siding
You can
is
go down to
nice.
35.
Okay, guys. I can't wait to tell you, January 24th and 25th, there is a seminar well, there are two seminars. You can pick one. There's only 25 seats in each. They're almost filled. There are a few seats left. Blake Harris, attorney at law, will talk to you and teach you all about estate planning, simple wills, trusts, protecting assets, whatever you need to know free of charge. You can ask your questions, take notes, you can videotape them. It's all free of charge. All you have to do is reserve a seat the 24th and 25th at Union Station, the Crawford Hotel. Why don't you go to the website and find out more? MileHighEstatePlanning.com. That's MileHighEstatePlanning.com.
I'm going to that.
Liked you by Washington politicians and the Wall Street.
Really fascinating.
Hi, I'm
Is
Nate
it?
Magazine
Yeah.
best-selling
What
author
about
of Fiction. And if you're over
trusts
45,
and wealth and stuff?
I
It's
want to give you
something
a
everybody
copy.
really needs to know. My dad's 93, so we really started getting into what we needed to do.
Is your mom still around?
No, she died when she was 46.
What?
And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potential double digits.
But anyway,
taxes dramatically, and
Does he want to
also
go
have
on
my money
dates?
protected when the next
93? He
Hey.
probably wants to.
Her mom is 93.
Yeah. He kind of does. He's very active in social stuff.
So is Wheeler.
He's down in Scottsdale this time of year, though. He's not going to deal with the winter here.
Cheryl's mom's a handful, man.
She's a handful.
Handful.
My dad's a handful, too.
God, wow.
Matter of fact, about once a week, somebody gets really fouled up by something he did. And the grandkids always called him Papa, so we say we got Papa this week. When he pulled something that we had to go fix.
All right, what have we got to fix now?
Yeah, what's he screwed up now? But what is it? I mean, like Valspar, all of them have gone down that low?
A lot of them, Sherwin-Williams, Benjamin Moore, and even some of the Bear paints from Home Depot. You can get that low.
That's a surprise because I always heard 55.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Steve the Painter's with us. If you have any questions about painting, I do. Steve, quickly here, and I got to go back because that problem we left off with, I really want to help this guy. But on this painting, can you paint in the winter? Can you paint?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could paint year-round.
Okay, is there any temperature you avoid, or do you try to do it during a special, or do paints nowadays basically adhere?
You can get as low as 35 degrees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've made it to where you can paint as low as 35. But
With really good adhesion.
oh yeah, as long as you prep it right.
I would be worried more about wind than anything.
We're worried about when it freezes at night. Because what happens is if it freezes, the paint leaches, and it looks like water stains coming down the side of your house, and it will not come out.
What about the main thing? I've been told it's about 90% prep, right? I mean, obviously you want a finished coat, but that's where people get cut short is on prep.
Most houses I look at,
they're not prepped right.
They're not prepped, and it looks like they just masked the windows and sprayed the house.
I want to know what people should look for coming up on prepping. I want to go through the ABCs, very basic, the very basic things. So people hire a painter. Of course, you'd like them to hire you, Star Quality Painting. But let's talk about it coming up. What do you do to assure yourself you're going to get the job you want? What is the prep? Okay, Chandler.
Yes.
All right. So your options. One would be simply you tell them you want them to complete the job, and then you'll pay as agreed. That's going to be the easiest one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now by the way, the collection agency isn't interested in that necessarily because they want to get a commission here. And if you solve your dispute, it might be a problem. But you need to tell them, look, I want this done right, and then I will let you finish it, but you got to finish it, and I'll pay. Or the next one is to not do anything and force their hand. They will take you to court, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
Not always, but most likely. And when you go to court, you use as your defense whatever you have as your defense. You may not have a good defense if you simply did not let them finish because you didn't like the way you were treated. We get this all the time where people enter into a contract and then they get pissed off and say, well, I don't want you to finish, get out of here. Or they're just, and I know this sounds crazy, but even if they gave you a hard time, if they are willing to finish the job, you sometimes, if you don't let them, it's going to be held against you. So the other option is do nothing and wait for them to come after you and see if you can get a sympathetic judge. I don't know what you're going to use as your defense. You're going to say you didn't want them anymore, and therefore you're not paying.
And the reason I didn't want them because they make an appointment to come out and finish it and do the work, and they never showed up.
Okay, now here's what's going to happen. They're going to say, Your Honor, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that you can't use that. What would the third option be? A settlement of some kind in writing. Make sure it's in writing. But there's really no other way around this. You don't think they should come after you for the money because they didn't do the job. Did they install any of their equipment that you can return to them?
Yeah, the box, the main box.
Well,
for the alarm.
Do they want to come and get their equipment?
And the camera, doorbell camera.
Okay, what are you doing with that stuff?
It's just on the wall. I told them, asked them to let
who
me
are you?
know
When you say you told them,
to come and get it.
Who are you talking to all this time? When you say you talk to people, who do you talk to?
A representative, Amp Smart.
Who? Is it the same one all the time, or is it someone different?
No, they have several people in the office.
And
in Utah.
Do they have any local representation?
No more, but the sales and installers that I know of. That's what they.
Where are the salespeople located? Do you know?
I don't know if they have office. They may be working out of their home.
Okay, so you're not inclined to want them to finish, are you?
Well, I'm not really. No, not really.
Okay. Then, Chandler, in your case, you should just sit tight and see what they do. But they're going to come after you, and you could get a judgment against you. I just want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, that's it. I mean, this is not the type of thing we can call you. You had a contract with them. It's a dispute. You got to get an attorney or sit tight. What were you going to say, Deputy Dan?
I was going to say, why did you drop ADT? Were they cheaper?
Why did you drop them?
for the equipment, the cameras and that kind of
because
thing.
they said they were going to give you better stuff. And you know, people do that all the time. Deborah, what's going on?
Yes.
What's happening, Deborah?
Good morning.
Hi,
Thanks
good
for taking
morning.
my call.
So what's happening?
Well, I had a under sink water system installed at the end of July.
What kind
It
of
was
water
a
system?
Kion-
Like a filtration?
Yeah, water reverse osmosis.
Okay. And what happened?
Well, when he hooked it up, he pulled out the refrigerator and was going to hook it up so that I could have the purified ice as well.
Yes.
And he said he had to run to Home Depot to get a part, which he did, came back, finished the installation, which was $2,000, so it was a hefty system.
Wow.
Yeah, that was at the end of July. Well, on the middle of November, I was sitting in a certain light and looked at my wood floor by my refrigerator, and it was all warping. And I thought, I haven't owned the house that long, but that had never been there. I pulled out the refrigerator, and where he had hooked up, it was a slow leak. I moved the hose.
Now, you know what? This happens so much. I cannot believe how much this happens. Are we talking about a slow leak where it hooks to the ice maker?
Yes, which he did, and he bought the part.
No, I
connect
understand.
it.
Why did he disconnect? I don't understand. So he ran a line from the filter to your ice machine, right?
Well, it was already an existing line under the floor, but the end of it he hooked up to the new system so that I could have the purified
Right,
ice.
and then he had to run a line from the system to your ice maker.
Yeah.
In other words, he did mess with where it hooks to the refrigerator. Hang on, we'll come back and finish this. This is a weird one because you're going to have some level of proof. Hold on.
God, that's so common that we.
God almighty. It's almost like if anyone messes with those things, holy crap, do we hear this all the
This
time.
is why we don't like pulling out the refrigerators.
They make a rated
What do you
stainless.
do? You tell them to have it done?
No, what we do is we slowly pull it out, and it's the last thing we do when we're painting the kitchen. Pull it out, we look behind it. The one thing, if it has that copper line, I was going, I don't like this idea. But if it has
Why,
that...
the flex lines are better?
Oh, that flex line.
They make a braided stainless.
Yeah,
You
like
mean
the braided yeah, it works a lot better.
A braided stainless little tiny
it's a
quarter,
lot-
quarter
yeah,
inch?
Yep,
It's
they
a
make
lot
one for
flexible.
refrigerators now.
That's
It's about
good.
6 foot long.
No, that's the best kind.
Yeah.
And then refrigerators, if you got a wood floor, now you can mark the floor, and then
we lay down rosin
make
paper.
any nylons?
We just lay down a rosin paper, so we just slip it underneath. We pull the refrigerator onto the rosin paper, and then we just kind of push it back. You know how many times I've heard about it? Oh my God!
I agree.
We get complaints about the floor damage from the pulling it out, water. I mean, it's yeah.
You know what's
Just
really
scratching
bad is
the
when
floor,
these
pulling the
assholes do
refrigerator.
hardwood floors up to the refrigerator where you have to pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
They leave like in a little. It's like in a little sunken area.
You see when they do the dishwasher the same way.
Oh,
They put the wood floor in, and they don't think about the dishwasher. If you ever go to replace it, you can't get the damn thing out. You're going.
You're in there
you
with
can't.
a
What are you
sawzall
gonna
cutting the legs
freaking
off.
what? Lift the countertop up in order to get it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have a leak at the dishwasher or the refrigerator because it's stepped down, the damn water's puddling in there and you don't know it because it's not coming out.
Yeah, it goes under the floor.
Yeah, it goes under the floor.
This is why we save the kitchen till the last bitter end,
I
because
don't-
that's the last room we're working on. Then we check everything, and we check it 3-4 times before we leave. Going, Tasha, my daughter, works for us, so she'll get her camera and or get her light on her phone, and she'll look back behind her and go, just watch it for a minute. We're cleaning up tools. Just keep an eye on it. Just make sure she maybe make some water move.
I just put in a leak protector over on my, so that's one where I put my little leak detector in the refrigerator just in case that happens.
Really, alarm will go off or
Yeah.
something?
Well, it'll automatically shut my water off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and put alarm.
That's not, man, that's a good idea.
I got it from Costco. It was $300.
That's the one thing you worry about when you leave the house for a long period, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, for a long weekend or 4-day
We
weekend,
know
you
somebody
come
that
back.
goes to Hawaii every summer of all things, but they go to Hawaii. They were gone for 4 months. They came back, And they called me because he couldn't get the front door open. It wouldn't open. It was stuck.
A friend of mine happened.
And so we did everything on that door. We even brought a quad over and put a tire between it to try to push that damn door open. Wouldn't work. We had to break a window to get in. And when we broke the window, the drywall insulation was all down. The cabinets were off the walls in the kitchen. The refrigerator spraying water in the air. The entire inside of that house was destroyed. And the framing warped so bad they had to tear the whole house down.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Nope, they had to tear the entire house down.
The insurance paid for it, though.
Yeah, but the drywall fell, from being wet.
Yeah.
And all that insulation was down and everything.
Moldy.
Yeah, but all the kitchen cabinets, the glue joints fell apart. They fell off the walls.
So the whole cabinet.
Furniture fell apart. There was such you wouldn't even think of when the water's going that long. But and then the framing, where it's got wet, the 2x4s all twisted. And they had to tear the house down.
The thing is that you figured moisture content in the 2x4 is like 15%.
Yeah.
You figure when it dries down to 15%, where it's going like this, holy shit.
I would hate to mess up.
What's
worse than toilets? Toilets are probably the second worst.
We had the hangar. We have an apartment upstairs in our big hangar. We have an apartment, about a 500 square foot apartment. Below is our offices and bathrooms and everything else. The men's room you actually access from outside, so people can use it when we're not there. And they have their key to their hangar, fix that men's room door. Somebody left the damn men's room door open in the winter and left the fan on. The fart fan or whatever. The air goes up into the upstairs apartment in the wall of the shower, and so it froze the shower pipes. When they thawed out and they were broken, we weren't there for 3 days. Water ran for 3 days and destroyed the entire first floor. The bad thing is it happened the second year. It happened 2 years in a row. Just destroyed everything.
They couldn't figure out what the heck is going on or something?
Well, no, we knew what was going on, but we can't stop some dumbass from leaving the door open.
Same place the last
So what we did, and we did this in our hangar, we put a sprinkler cylinder in.
Man, it's crazy.
A sprinkler cylinder, and when you turn off the light, when you leave, it turns off the water.
Just automatically turns it off?
Yeah, the 110 volts that goes to the light goes to the little transformers. Those things run 18 volts.
Yeah, they run like a pump.
Yeah, so when you walk out the door and you turn the lights off, that solenoid closes and the water shut off. Because the pipe freezing is not a big deal, it's the water damage.
Yeah, it's the water
that happens
damage.
after.
We were
So
doing
now every hangar, when you walk out and you shut off the light, the water goes off.
We were doing a lot back in the 80s when there were a lot of HUD houses, foreclosure. So we'd go in. I worked for a guy, Jim Spira, and he had a contract. And in Thornton, like almost every other house, every third house was vacant. So the city would come in, they'd take the meter off, they would basically winterize it. So Jim had a contract to go in and basically fix it up. Maybe a door here too, replace the carpet, paint the place, put it back on the market, sell the house. Well, we'd go in, and if it wasn't winterized right, and we're in there painting because we need water to, spray the rig, the airless and stuff, we turn the water on. Oh yeah, you can hear it. You're going, where's that water running? You go in the basement. You go in the basement, and the water's just coming out. You talk, you scream, you guys, turn off the water. Go next door. So yeah, I
love my airless. I hate cleaning it.
It's that's half the gig is cleaning the rig.
My mentally ill sister, my dad made me loan it to her.
Oh man.
And 3 weeks later, it was still sitting in the front yard. Not only did the paint dry up, but it had frozen and broke the pump.
Yes.
Frozen. Anyway, so my dad bought me a new one because he forced me to. You're gonna let her use it. Let her use it. I'll take care of it. Anyway, she did it to me a second time. After that, I got tired of my poor dad paying for them.
I think we have a total of 7 rigs. Different uses. One for staining, one for doing little tiny odd jobs. We got 2 big rigs.
Yeah. I love using them, but God, they're so hard to clean.
You just keep on running water through them.
Well,
yeah, you rinse them and
the
rinse
gun,
them.
I drop in a 5-gallon bucket of water when I'm not spraying.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Is that how you do it too?
Yeah, and when you, let's say you go to lunch and you're in a 5-gallon bucket of paint,
Yeah.
all you do is take a rag, get it nice and wet, and just slowly squeeze a small film of water on the top. So that water just, there's only this much water, that's all you need. And it keeps the paint from drying out. You get a skim. So that works really good too.
Good. See, I learned. How much I learn when I come in here. Every time I come in here, learned about temperature, learned about how to keep it.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. I'm here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and basically do whatever it takes to make life just a little easier. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you need help with anything, call us. Today, we talk about all kinds of stuff. Earlier today, we had, the home services companies. We had Fix It 24/7, and we had Smith Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, Electric, and Drains. They're out of the Springs. Now, Fix It has this special today for $26, and this is incredible because they do it normally as a special for $39, but they're doing it for $26. This furnace clean and check and tune for $26, you'll never, they spend more on that in gas to do this. They get out to your house and they'll disassemble the furnace to the extent they can. They clean each and every component. They adjust and they make sure everything is safe and sound for $26. It's a wonderful deal. Really, $26. And they're doing one drain cleaning for $26 for one line. So if you have a clogged drain, $26. Either one of these are great deals. 720-526-3939. So we're talking about all kinds of stuff. Contract disputes are a big deal. Here's how they usually go. Other than flat out not reading and not knowing what you got into. Here's one that's typical. I know you guys, I know Mark, I know you've seen these a million times. What is it? They get into a contract. The vendor, whether it be a contractor, an auto repair, whatever it is, they do a bad job or a poor job of some kind, or they don't like the way they're treated, and then the consumer wants out completely. Nope, now it's too late. Now it's too late. Now I don't want anything to do with you. Even if the vendor comes around. Nope, don't want anything, and I refuse to pay. And that really gets difficult because there's not a lot of room in contracts for emotion like that. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I know it's hard to do, but sometimes you have to give a business a chance to correct mistakes. Now, we get this too sometimes. Well, I gave him 2 chances. I'm done giving him chances. That's touchy too, because unless they're egregious mistakes and you just come up with new issues, you're supposed to give them a chance. But when is giving a business a chance overdone? When do you just call it like it is and say, you know what, this isn't working? Now, on the other hand, for businesses, I believe businesses should let go of customers more often than they do. There's no real upside to holding someone's feet to the fire. Now, obviously, you don't want to lose a crap load of money because you ordered something where somebody's nitpicking. But at the same time, you should really know how to let customers go. You need to know first who not to even take as a customer. That's probably one of the biggest skills there is. One of the most important skills is knowing how to filter out pains in the ass. Really. There are people sometimes that can't be pleased. They get their jollies by making people's lives miserable. Mark, what were you going to say?
I was going to say we have a referral list member that's very good at that, but I don't know if I want to mention who it is.
At handling pains in the ass or filtering?
Filtering. In fact, it's almost uncanny.
A lot of them do a good job of filtering. There's nothing really wrong with saying it.
I get complaints sometimes. They don't want to do business with us.
Oh. Well, you know what? I'd rather that our companies on the referral list get a complaint about, hey, they wouldn't do business with me. They said it's not a good fit. Or they're too busy. I'd rather get that complaint than, you said they were good, and they didn't do this, and they didn't do that. Steve the painter is here with us. He's just stopped in to say hi. He's on our referral list, star quality painting. And Steve, one thing with you guys, I think a problem I find with you when we send you out to inspect paint jobs and stuff, I call you anal retentive, a perfectionist. Nothing wrong with that. You are a perfectionist. But I think sometimes, though, and this might sound surprising to people, some people don't want to pay for that. I'm not saying you're expensive, but a lot of people don't want to pay for a proper job. How do you compete with a guy that's going to go and spray the damn thing with very little prep, where you take your time and do it right? How do you compete with him?
I don't.
Okay. Do you tell him right up front?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, when we come in, it's you assess the job, you give them a decent price, and I think they know when we walk in, because the way we look at it is like it's Cheryl and I and my daughter that do the painting. So what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
So a lot of these painting contractors, you get one gentleman to come out and give you an estimate, and then you get a whole different crew coming out to do the work.
Right, that's right.
And so...
And a whole different guy owns it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So here's what I don't like, though. Now, that means quality, you pay for quality. But I don't think you should pay just because, let's say, people are proud of themselves. You know, you don't pay just to pay. I don't like when people say, well, you know what? If you call us, we're definitely not going to be the cheapest. Okay, that might be true if that's part of your thing. But don't say that to people. Because really, seriously, it's not a good thing to say, even if it's true. You should never say, well, you know, we're definitely not going to be your cheapest. Why say that? They'll find that out. But it's after you give them a chance to find out why and the quality involved. Or if you say things like, well, you know, we only do the very best, or we only do this, and we believe in this quality and value over price. Don't say it, even if it's true. What I mean is, you can stay away from people who are price conscious only, conscious by saying, by just giving your bid, saying, well, here's what we do. We don't do a paint job unless we fully prep. Fully prepping in this case is going to be this, this, and this, and this. I know you do this. But I think a lot of people don't do a good job selling their service for what they do. If someone calls up for just a price, a lot of people don't like giving just a price. And that's up to you. But there are ways to give prices and say, look, there's a lot involved in our pricing. If you don't care enough to know that, you probably won't choose us. I'll give you a price. It's going to range here and here, but I promise you no one is going to do the same work for any better price. That's a good way of putting it, you know. But there are people, they call up all the time and just want a price. And now, does that happen with you? I have a house, 2,200 square feet. How much?
Oh, we get that. We get that.
You can't. It's impossible.
You don't know what you're up against. You know, is it going to take only one coat? You know, or are we going to have 2 to 3 coats?
And is it easy to prep or hard to prep? Does it have a lot of gingerbread and all kinds of weird stuff? Now, Mark, do you ever get calls in the auto business when you're in the? How much is it for a clutch? Right?
Yeah, and I'd look it up and I'd give them a price. So
right, if you had that available, but I mean, in other words, you had to know a lot before you could just give a price.
No, if someone called up and said, "Hey, how much for an alternator in a 2005 Ford Taurus?"
Right,
I'd ask them what size engine and I'd give them a price.
Right, that's all right. But there are times...
there's a lot of people that won't do that.
No, they will never do it. Why do you think? Why?
Because they're afraid they're going to lose the business. They don't know how to do it, and they don't know how to do it properly. That's why.
And I say, who cares? If if you're going to charge that anyway, why would them coming in going to make a difference?
Or give them a great price just to get them in the door.
Now, Deborah's floor was damaged. We get this a lot. Deborah says, here's what happened. Under the sink... The guy under the sink was putting in a system, had to run a line to the ice maker, and it was leaking. How long did it take you to discover it? It was done in July, and then you notice it July, August, September, October, November, so about 3.5 months?
Yeah, not quite, but about that time.
And how bad was the floor when you looked at it?
Oh, my God. It's hickory flooring, and it was just wavy.
How much to fix it?
Well, I got an estimate from a floor refinisher who said a little over $5,300.
Well, why is that? Are they doing the whole floor, the whole kitchen floor?
Well, that's what they said. They can't just pull out 7 boards and dry it all out because it wouldn't match.
No, I understand that, but they're not suggesting you replace the entire floor, are they?
No, they would just have to refinish it.
How old is the finish on that floor right now?
It is 19 years old.
You've never had it refinished in 19 years?
No, I just bought the house a year ago.
Oh, I understand
No,
that, but it's a 19. So if someone came in and refinished all those floors, a whole floor, for that one piece, you would be getting, in this case, some betterment, it's called. I know it's very difficult for everyone, including me, for that concept, but it would be betterment.
No, I understand. Yes, I understand.
Because you might have mentally said to yourself when you were buying the house, you know, honey, we may want to refinish these floors in the near future, or whatever. Or when it comes to house painting, we have a house painter in today. Let's say a car ran into the edge of your house, and, you know, they have to replace it, but then you have to paint that whole damn thing. I mean, that might be a bad analogy, but you would be getting betterment. You would be getting betterment by having a good new paint job. In this case, your entire floor would be refinished. To be fair, the way people handle betterment is this. You take that $5,300, you divide it up realistically by square foot or by area. Now there's trouble factor you would have if you came just to have that done, and then you give it a price. It's not going to be close to the whole thing, but it won't be exactly per square foot either. It's going to be a combination. It's going to be damage for that, but you don't get to have the betterment. Now, many people will argue tooth and nail, oh, yes, we would have never done it had it not been this, therefore we must. In some rare cases, that's true. For example, if you had an antique floor that you wanted to keep that way and you did not want to have it refinished, there are certain ways, but mostly all losses involve a betterment if the entire thing is replaced for damage, except in some rare cases, as I said. So in this case, you would probably have some betterment. You would have a better floor, so you have to be realistic in your damages, and you have to calculate that. I can go over that with you, and we'll do more.
Weekdays 2 to 4.
The Situation with Michael Brown.
The impeachment trial starts today, and back in 1999...
This is the biggest misunderstanding is when people have something broken, and it gets fixed or replaced, and they have to pay toward it. Oh, they say, why?
These boards are under the refrigerator. I don't see why they couldn't be replaced and
they may not all be. They
matched
might
up
have to
pretty
come out. I'll bet you they come out a little.
You guys, could you stick them to match?
Oh yeah. I put it this way, we did Mark's house and we got his ceiling to touch up and
it was beautiful. You can match? It was
beautiful. You just have to
mess.
You
match my
you can match stain. You can match stain almost to where you would never know. No, but we do woodwork. So let's say you got a new door, a door was damaged by your dog, and you had a new door installed. I can get that door to where it looks.
How the hell do you do that?
You just mess with the stain, a little bit of this, a little bit of
They're good, yeah.
You tweak it. You just tweak it, and you look at it, and it's called blending.
So you could restain 7 boards on a floor.
We did a lady's house over by DU, Ethel.
Right. Yeah.
She's got a gorgeous older home. This home's got to be 80, 90 years old. She found a dishwasher in the alleyway. She's remodeling her kitchen. She's going through the whole kitchen. It's gorgeous. One of those refrigerators doesn't look like a fridge. It looks like cabinets.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. She has the plumber install this freaking dishwasher. It leaked like a sieve.
Okay.
All new floor. It's all doing this.
Yeah, it does the wave.
The floor guy came in and said, "Let it settle." let it sit. See what happens. Just let it sit. And it yeah,
a lot of times it'll cup too.
It'll cup, but it all evened itself out. It looked really good. Besides a little bit of, all we had to do is lightly buff it and then refinish that little area. And I said, you guys use urethanes or you use what? And he goes, it's a latex urethane. Now it's not like an oil base. It's all water based. Yeah, waterborne. Waterbornes are as good as oil. And
Yeah, I couldn't
sometimes
believe we did our floors and we did them satin color.
Yes.
And one thing,
because you can stay in there with oil base or with water base, stay in the house.
See, now we did Rocky Mountain Human Services. We did all their metal on their outside of their building, and when I talked to my paint rep, I'm thinking oil. Paint rep goes, use the waterborne, and this is wrought iron. This is iron handrail, and we used a waterborne material, latex material
on metal.
On metal,
Yes.
and it came out gorgeous. I mean,
wait a minute, will it adhere?
Oh yeah, yeah. We power washed it. We cleaned it up. We lightly sanded it, and we went through. And it's like a no, because it's a self-bonding primer. It's like a
Look how much we learned today.
So
yeah,
you guys don't do floors though, right?
No, we don't do floors. We do, like I told Tom the last time I was here. So far as painting concerned, if I could hold it still long enough, I could paint it.
No, I take that back.
By the way, I'm talking for Steve. I'm Dan.
I hear
Clint, I don't know if I have a chance to say hi.
The outside of the van.
But thank you for.
Do you know what makes me laugh? In the old days, when guys would be painters and they paint their van with a roller. Oh my God!
Yeah.
He's great.
And you know what?
I saw 67 Dodge van, slant 6.
You sprayed?
I got an industrial oil from Sherwin-Williams on the side of my house. We were living in West Denver.
Yeah.
And I just masked the windows, masked everything off, got my little baby rig out, and I'm spraying all nice and white, bright white. And then I painted the rims black with some little moon hubcaps. Oh, it was badass. I mean, that was the baddest cool.
You know what would be great is
it was neat. I had that van for a long time.
They made paint. If they had the technology to make paint for dummies, where it's almost impossible to make a mistake.
They do.
Really?
They have this cabinet paint made by Sherwin-Williams. It's called Emerald. A lot of people think, oh, I want to paint my cabinets. Well, they're going to use a brush. This paint, we switched to it from Benjamin Moore, but this paint, you could put it on with a brush. You use a certain brush, but it will level itself out.
Oh my God! Take all the marks out.
And it looks almost. I thought the guys
doesn't have to lay flat, obviously.
It just lays.
No, it's even the surfaces that are horizontal.
Yeah, the horizontal, like your
everything
your upper cabinets, you're painting all the boxes.
I know a guy
It's called
in
Emerald.
Boulder. His name's Ian, and he
We
painted
spray
a Dodge
oil.
van with a foam roller. He used automotive paint, but he used a foam roller. You couldn't tell. No, you couldn't tell it was rolled. It flattened out. They put retarder in the paint, so it dries slow.
Yeah.
So that it would flatten out or whatever.
You have to understand, Steve Jr. worked for me for 13 years, 14 years. He had a messed up back, but the kids went to Columbine. When he was going to Columbine, they got in a car accident. So we were pumping a 32-foot ladder up way up north, and he was moving it. Well, he hurt his back. He went into auto body. He is good. That I am proud of that boy. He is really good. He is really good.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay. With Deborah, we're going to help her through this process. Are they offering to help at all, Deborah, first? That's the first thing we have to ask. Are they offering to fix your floor at all?
He offered me, and by the way, the emergency plumber that I had to have was $250.
No, they should cover that. But tell me about the floor. Are they offering anything?
The Good Water Company just got a letter today. They're offering me $450.
It's a little light, but yeah, it's light. How do they figure $450? I don't understand it.
Well, the owner of the company came out and looked at it and said his wife owned an insurance company and there's no way it's worth very much.
Well, it's not worth
to
53. If he thought you were trying to get 53, that would be crazy. What were you asking him for?
I asked him just if he had someone who could fix it. I didn't even tell him what the estimate
Okay,
was.
how about this? Why don't you, is that all hidden underneath the refrigerator?
No, some of it comes out from the doorway.
All right. By the way, people familiar with wood and with touch-up are saying they don't know anything that can't be blended.
Oh, well, that's great.
If you found someone good enough, I think it can be blended. Who is that? I don't know. But here's what I would do. I would contact Big Bear Flooring right now and talk to them and see if he'll come out and look at it. Then the next thing I would do is go to small claims court. How many square feet is this?
Well, the wood guy said it's about, let me see.
Just roughly.
21.
What percentage is it? Is it like 10% of the whole floor or what?
No, the entire first floor, which is just wood all throughout.
Wait a minute. They're talking about doing the entire first floor?
That's what he said.
Oh, you know what? Now, you know what? This is getting a little ridiculous, Deborah. I can see why they offer you a few hundred. Listen, if that's the entire first floor, then it's going to be a minuscule part of that. You can't expect. You can get something.
No. I don't expect that at all.
No, I know. I can tell by your voice you don't expect it. You were very elated when I said we knew people or it can be blended. So let's start out. Give her Big Bear's information, Daff. Let's start out there. Let's just see what he says. We'll take it one step at a time, okay? 303-713-TALK. Dennis, welcome. What's going on, Dennis?
Hey, Tom, I just wanted to let you know I came across an article that there was 17 CBD labs that were cited for being illegal.
Wow. What were they doing?
One of them here in Colorado.
What were they doing?
They're not complying with standards. They're just throwing stuff out there.
Gosh. Yeah, there are
no standards.
To do supplements or to do any kind of stuff like that, you have to be really, you have to be clean. You have to be not only hygiene, but the measurements, measurement standards. It's all regulated. And I'll tell you, Panacea Life Sciences, we love those guys because of that. Do you know any of the egregious violations? Were they saying?
They did not say. They said they were putting CBD in products illegally, or there was no regulation of the amount of the CBD or the quality.
That's right.
CBD.
That's right. It's a terrible industry because of that, Dennis.
Yep.
Where can we find that article? Online?
I found that, came across it on the Newsline.
Okay, we'll look for it. Thank you. 303-713-TALK. John, what's going on? John?
Hi.
Hey, man, what's happening?
I have a relative who's in the Navy.
Yes.
And on his time that he's off, he signed up with Lyft, the ride-hailing company.
Yeah, he wanted to drive for Lyft?
He is now.
Okay.
And they told him that they would insure him.
Well, they insure him. They insure him when he's on the app, and when he is, when he's on the app, either going for a Lyft or picking one up, and when they're in the car, yes, and going in between rides, as long as he's on the app and he's active, he is insured by Lyft, or Uber does it too.
Well, I was a little concerned about him. He told me he kept his insurance on the vehicle.
Right. Listen, John. His vehicle will cover him. His insurance will cover him when he's not on the app. Now, there's a little gap period though for some drivers. Listen to what it is. When you are on the app and you've accepted a ride, Is it when you're going to get the ride or just before you accept it? There's a gap area. Most good insurance brokers know it. That's what he should carry. There's a gap. Otherwise, his insurance will carry him when he's off the app, and Lyft will carry him when he's on duty. But there's a little gap, and rather than try to explain it to you, if you call Compass Insurance Group, they will take care of him, and he can make sure he has the right coverage. But most of the time, those ride-sharing programs have a pretty good insurance policy for them, and it's not bad. Now, Compass Insurance Group, you can go to 303-996-9000. Daff, make sure John gets that Compass Insurance Group number. Again, there's a small gap when you're not covered. Do you recall what that is exactly, Dan? It was confusing, but there's a gap time.
After they drop off the driver, they're off.
Right.
And so they have
but then their insurance would kick in or not?
If they have that, now only some insurances do cover that because it is a business. He'd have to have some type of business insurance.
Okay, but his insurance covers him when he's not on duty. What's considered not on duty, and why would Lyft not? There is a gap. I'm only talking about the gap.
I thought it was after they drop him off and before they pick him up.
Before they pick up, but if they're on the app, going to get another ride, I believe they're covered once they accept that ride. Oh, I know when it is. It's when they're on the app and they're scouting. They haven't picked a ride yet. I think that is the gap area. But if anyone knows, I know if we really have to find out, we'll ask Compass, but there is a gap area. Here's the message, okay? If you're doing Uber or doing Lyft, don't depend on only Uber and only Lyft, and don't depend on only your insurance. There is a rider you need for a gap.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver.
If they've accepted the ride, they're covered.
Okay.
Impact traffic.
Yeah, once they accept it.
So it's not
But
along the way.
I think it's when you're on the app waiting for a ride. That's what it is. But you haven't accepted one.
That sounds right.
Look up gap and you'll find
Coverage
it.
gap. It's anytime when you've turned the Lyft app on but aren't in the process of picking up a passenger or transporting.
Right. So it's when you're looking for a ride.
Yep.
You have to. But there's a limit on your car too, though. On your car.
What do you mean by a limit?
I think it's like a $15,000 limit on your car. If your car is an insurance.
Oh, and there's a big deductible too, isn't it?
Why would they have a limit on your car?
Let me look at this here.
Simply floor short.
Isn't there also a big deductible?
I think there might be.
I think it was a $2,500 deductible.
You're right.
With Lyft? Yeah.
It's $2,500 deductible.
And I think Uber's only $5.
Yes, and Denver trial lawyers are someone we use here as our experts. We also use Buddy Mitchell at Simply Floors, Inc. Buddy Mitchell, with his wife Karen Mitchell, they run Simply Floors, Inc. It's at 52nd and Ward, southwest corner. You can drop in anytime for any of the popular floor coverings. They're a mom and pop shop, literally, and what I love about them is they have the buying power of any big guy because they belong to a buying group. And what I love even more is that they pass the savings on to their customers. They really do, because they want to be of value, and then they also pass it on to their people that install, so they treat everyone well. It's a great business. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment. Save 20, 30, 40%. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
For early calls
Tom,
today.
you heard that $2,500 deductible.
The guy had new pecan floor put in.
Yes.
He's claiming there's bugs coming out of it.
There is bugs.
Beetles coming out of it.
I know there is. I know there is.
I know.
Well, how do they live?
The only what we think happened is they don't survive the killing process, but when they store the wood outside before it's sold, the bugs get back in.
But at that point, the wood doesn't seem appetizing to them because it doesn't have the natural resin.
I've seen it does. The wood's got to be, for those bugs, 20% moisture. That's one of the things it says to get rid of them, have them dry.
So once it's
But
dried
once
out,
they dry it, why would they reinfest? That's what I'm saying. It's not as nourishing. It doesn't seem appetizing.
doesn't sound like it.
That's just what it said. I looked it up.
Yeah, it said that they can be reinfest, but it seems.
Must have been Mark's been preoccupied.
Yeah, what's he up to?
Suing.
He's suing somebody.
Oh, oh, really? His trash company?
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I heard him today pissing somebody. That's when he acts like this. Okay.
Yeah.
I think somebody's
Acts like
going to
what?
get...
He's been quiet. He hadn't said a word all day.
Uber insurance.
I thought you would have to, when you deliver the wood, the wood floor, I know in the new construction, they would deliver it like 3-4 days ahead of time, maybe a week.
Yeah,
And that
they
floor
at least a week. They want to acclimatize.
Yeah, to acclimate.
Yeah.
And so that floor would sit in the freaking house for us when we were painting.
Yeah.
So you're dropping off all this
In the
flooring,
way.
you know, and it's in the it's in the way in the middle of the room, and you're trying to spray this huge house out and dropping it all off, and yeah, that guy would come in, and Guy's Flooring would come in and put the meter on it, and goes, "We're good to install tomorrow." It says install.
Otherwise, yeah.
Oh, you know,
gas
I wanted to ask the furnace guys. They were talking about adjusting the flame. They said you don't do it by color. That's how I've heard you always did it. You got the brightest blue.
Jeez.
But I'm wondering, they use
This is a farce, this fucking trial.
You know, these guys. Oh God, yes.
They just don't want him to get reelected.
Well, this is what it is. By the time this is over, he could be 3 months away from the election and stuff. You're right, but that's what it is. They're scared of that.
Gonna end up helping him.
I get yelled at a lot.
Who yells at you, Steve?
Why do you get yelled at?
I am a huge Trump fan, and I have stickers on my truck.
Here's something that I don't understand. And
I don't know if you
all
beat
I'm
me
saying is I want to be
Mark.
educated. When Robert De Niro went up and said our country has never been in such a dire situation with such terrible conditions and minorities are suffering, I want to know, why can't I see, I mean, I want to be educated. Where? The unemployment rate has been the lowest ever for minorities and everyone, and women are working more than ever, and wages are more equalized, and the economy is buzzing, and stocks are doing great. I'm not saying I like the man's personality. I'm not saying anything. I want to know, where is the country in dire situations right now? Is our country in the shitter?
No.
You know, and this is the thing that we look at is when you're watching the news, you know, they're left wing anyway, so it ain't going to matter. So you filter this thing, you filter.
Oh yeah, you filter
and so,
fully out.
Oh yeah.
You go to CNN, you think the world is ending. You go to Fox and you think he's the guardian angel of, you know, he's Michael the Archangel. I don't believe in either, but I mean, we're not in the shitter, that's for sure.
Did you see that big rally in Virginia? They were saying it's going to be a big gun rally there. It was going to be violence everywhere or whatever. Not only was there nothing going on, they picked the trash up afterwards.
Yeah.
See, now you have to figure. Cheryl and I, we got our concealed carry 2 years ago now.
Yeah, 3
over
years.
2 years ago, and we always, for most part, you know, we carry.
What are you carrying? My wife?
Smith & Wesson 9 Shield.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255.
Patrick's a friend of ours. We've talked to him from time to time. We called him jokingly the failure to launch kid. He had problems getting jobs and all that. Finally, he got some training, became a welder, or learned how to do that. We've counseled him from time to time. He's made plenty of mistakes. But anyway, Patrick, we appreciate hearing from you and you taking our crap. What I want to know, though, are you welding? Please tell me you are.
Not yet. Most welding jobs, they actually want a certification. I just don't have any.
Well, do you know how to weld, though?
I do, yes.
The school worked? I mean, because, you know, welding, I was just saying during the break, not this last break, but during the show, I would love to learn how to weld. It's just a great skill to have. So, Patrick, what are you calling about today?
Well, I was calling to give you an update saying things are going good.
Good. What are you? Do you still have your girlfriend?
I still do have my girlfriend, yes.
Okay, well, that's a success, at least, with a relationship. And are you working?
I am working, yes.
That's good. What are you doing?
I deliver pizzas right now.
Okay.
So I find something that can sustain better income.
Okay. Oh, have you considered, Patrick, Lyft or Uber? Seriously, those are pretty good jobs, right?
Yeah, I just my MVR wouldn't clear for them.
Your motor vehicle record?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going on today?
I more trying to pick your brain here. So I have a friend of mine who's buying a car from Nevada Auto Sales after the last car was totaled. This is Nevada Auto Sales down in the Springs, and they're taking whatever portion of what she owed on her last car and wrapping it into the new car. The new car is a 2015 Nissan Versa Note with 86,000 miles on it.
Let me ask you something, Patrick. A few questions. Is this from an insurance check?
Well, it was from an insurance check, and she still had money on the car that got totaled.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. They settled with her, and she had negative equity. In other words, she didn't get enough to pay off the car.
Correct.
Okay, how much upside down was she?
It sounds like they're putting in an additional $3,000 onto the loan she has currently.
Okay, now listen, that's called negative equity, and what she's doing is called the negative equity snowball. Now,
right.
What I mean is, Patrick, it never gets better and only gets worse. However, if it's the only way she can own a car and she can find a lender to do it, here is the rule. And even though most young people won't follow it, make sure you keep it until it's paid off so you can get rid of the negative equity snowball. Now, how long are they financing it?
I'm not quite sure on that. She didn't provide me the details. I'm just worried that the car is going to have issues with it because it has 86,000 miles on it.
The best way to do it, this sounds like a recipe for disaster. Does she have good credit?
No, she does not.
I was going to say one of the best ways to get rid of the negative equity snowballs to buy a new car and roll it into a new car and then keep the new car for years and years and years. Because if she tries to do it with a used car and it doesn't last, she's going to have a double negative equity snowball. Do you understand that?
Right, and just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
And worse. And so you get to a point where you can't even afford to own a vehicle without a bankruptcy, and then you can't finance one. It's a terrible thing, Patrick. It's terrible.
How come you never have the same job or the same gig?
What was he doing last time we checked?
I don't know. It was either a parts store or welding. I don't know.
No, he learned how to weld, and he still...
How come you're not welding then?
He doesn't have a certification.
Well, what does the school do then? I don't get it. What do you go to school for? Just to watch somebody
What
weld?
do you have to do? Pass a test to get your certification?
Yeah, I have to pass a...
Let's pay for his test. I don't even care at this point. I want the kid to get a job. How much is the test? I'll pay for it.
It's not maybe the paying for it.
What?
I'll have to look up the...
It's not the paying for the test. It's I don't think he feels confident enough to pass it. Do you, Patrick?
I feel confident enough to pass it.
Oh, is it the cost then?
I also have to look it up because the school that I went to just gave me basic knowledge on how to weld and machine shop, but didn't really give me any certifications in either.
What kind of school is that? I mean, explain that to me. It's like going to flight school, but you don't get a pilot's license? I don't get it. You got to put hours in? I don't get it.
I guess that's a point. Do you know, Clint, you weld? What certification? What is he talking about?
The school's supposed to provide a certification. That's the whole point
Here,
of it.
Dan found a site that says $150 to $300. Go get it. I'll flip it. We'll get it done. Let's get you a real job.
A lot of employers that are hiring welders will get their certification.
But he's calling about a friend now. Is this your girlfriend, Patrick?
No, this is another one of my friends that works a completely different job than what I do, and I've known him for a year.
Okay.
Over a year.
And she has insurance proceeds. But did she have gap insurance? She didn't have gap?
No, she did not have gap insurance. And it sounds like the place she went kind of sounds like a buy here, pay here kind of place. Her finance company is M&M Auto Financing.
Yeah, listen, man. Patrick, how much did she get from insurance?
She never even told me that.
But I don't understand this. If she doesn't have enough to pay for her car, that check can't be used to buy another car. That goes to the bank and pays off the car.
Right, and the bank is one that is getting her into the new car.
Oh, it's not a bank. Okay, this buy here, pay here is saying, look, we'll put you into another car. And then you don't all right, I see. But they're not doing her any favors. You know they're probably trying to make the whole thing. It's a recipe for disaster, but I'm not sure what else to do. I mean, if she can get financed with bad credit, I mean, what else can she do? You're saying it sounds bad because you don't think that car will last. Well, she better hope it does. She's in a bad situation. What else do you do?
A lot of Nissans have that CVT transmission they talk about.
Yeah, but God, are we going to split hairs? And we're talking about someone who can't afford a pot to piss in. So what are we going to do? Get her the ultimate? Right now, she's got $3,000 going into this old car. Okay, that's a -3 on top of what the car is. And and here's the problem: she's going to end up with an old car owing way more than it's worth. Still,
right?
Okay, well, if she can manage to keep it until it's paid off. But it has 86,000 miles on it. What kind of car is it?
Nissan Versa Note.
A Versa Note?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that... A Versa, I know what the... Okay, so... the best she can do, if she is to get the car checked out, or any car they propose putting her in, I don't see what else she can do. Are the payments going to be substantially more than she had or less?
No, she had to put an $1,100 down payment on top of this to keep the payments at what she was paying previously.
Oh, God. Did she get the car checked out?
I don't think she has. And I offered to even look at it and find the simplest things to look at just to make sure that, there wasn't, something blatantly obvious.
And what did she say? What did she say?
That her next available time that she'd be able to even look at it would be Thursday, and she's getting the car today.
Did she ask you for help, or did you just volunteer?
I volunteered myself because I helped her with her last car.
Well, Patrick, it sounds to me. And how was the car totaled, by the way?
It was rear-ended by a drunk driver.
Okay. So it sounds to me like she's a magnet for trouble.
Yeah.
Did the insurance treat her right? Did you even see if her insurance
Well, it's too
right
late. It's too late. She's probably upside down. Here's what I say. If she has a dealer willing to do this for her, it's her best option possibly. What difference does it make? If she's terribly upside down now, she'll be terribly upside down again if it doesn't last. And then she can decide what to do then. But for now, it gets her with the same car. I mean, she'll be the same payment. She has to put down $1,100. I don't know how she survives. She has to keep the damn thing going long enough to get out from under the negative equity. And that is to pay it off and try to keep it as long as possible. I knew a kid one time that had the gimmies. And he kept trading cars and trading and losing, until he was into an old Corvette. And I mean a piece of crap Corvette, not a nice one. It was the oldest piece of crap, broken down, and he owed $19,000 on it because he buried himself. We have more coming up.
Now, impact traffic.
No stalls, accidents, or other major problems.
There's a CVT transmission, constant velocity.
Yes. God, it's crazy,
man. Guys love it because every 80,000 miles
it goes out.
Yeah, it goes out. That car has 83,000 miles on it.
It's about ready to go.
I wouldn't take the advice from Patrick.
Jesus, he's the worst, man. And I'll pay for it. Just have him get it done. It's so stupid.
I know, that's all. I thought he had to have some certain experience, but no.
I think you take a test.
You take a test.
Exactly. Why would you go to school for a year than not take a fucking $150 test?
Well, there are some places where you gotta have so much time on the job.
If that was your kid, you would have fucking drowned him by now.
I'm glad you're not his father. You're so harsh.
I would have drowned him.
I think that's
I would have drowned him and started over.
Hey, he needs understanding.
Let me tell you, I would have shot him into the sheets.
Hey, you're telling my story again.
I think that
Fix It 24/7. Yes, $26. Fix It 24/7. Just $26 to get your furnace completely clean, checked, and tuned. It's an unbelievable deal. Seriously, $26 from a company I know and trust for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. In fact, they're also doing a $26 drain cleaning. One drain line clean for $26. Either the $26 drain cleaning or the $26 furnace check. You can't beat it. 720-526-3939. An extraordinary deal.
I think that I think Patrick was in, gave him an introduction, because I was in machining. It takes 2 years for machining to get. It takes about 2 years to get your certification in welding.
If it's just a test, though.
Yeah, but
Well, you see what I said.
he's not going to pass it.
The prerequisite sometimes requires experience. Did you know that?
Well,
Hours?
not when I looked it up, it did.
Do you have to log your hours? How do they know you're telling the truth?
You have to weld upside down, overhead welding, up and down.
Who the hell?
and
Who
stuff
did I
like
sue last time? The fucking owners of the hospital.
Wait, who are you suing now? I love it. Who are you suing? I can tell you're preoccupied. Who?
Holloway, my trash company.
Oh, you hate them.
Right here.
Breach of
I'm
contract.
going to fucking file it as soon as I get out of here.
I want to walk through it with you.
$3,800.
Why that much?
I had to pay Dan to come over and take my fucking trash out. Speaking of which, I
No, Art, how long has it been, Art? How long has it been?
A month.
No, how do you come up with the damage, really?
Well, over the last 5 years, they probably missed me 150 fucking times. So right there is a big
You've
part
had
of
it that long?
Yeah, then I've had to pay other people to come out and pick it up.
Well, aren't they going to ask why you didn't mitigate? Like
I am mitigating right now.
Get a copy of the written.
Why did you stick with it?
Practice your certification written.
No, there's other
written
ones.
It's the hands-on.
Because they always talk me into saying it, so I do. Because I'm a moron when it comes to service.
They
do.
But you
Dirt
said there's
cheap.
an overhead?
Really cheap. Like, can't believe it's so fucking cheap.
And it's stick arc. It's not
Is it
MIG.
sticks?
So really what
it's not
gets
MIG,
me,
which is stupid.
more than the
You can
service,
learn MIG in half an hour.
okay,
But it's
is
stick arc.
their lies and
it's a
zero
school.
communication.
At Pickens Tech, it's 2 years.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
I think
Who is it? Who the hell did you sue for me last time? It was a hospital. It wasn't Humira.
It was the one.
Who owns Sky Ridge Hospital?
Doesn't he mean
I'll just look it up. What am I doing? I'm sitting in front of a fucking computer.
They're so cheap that they don't show up.
Well, you should have your license.
This school he went to gave introductions
wrote
to
over
different things, like the welding and
Yeah.
Hell, what? HCA.
See, our daughter went to a construction school.
Yeah.
And it taught her everything from, concrete all the way up to,
How long
actually
was it?
starting something to finishing it.
A month?
And
There's
she
Sky
loved it,
Ridge.
and she loved it.
Yeah.
She did
Okay,
real
here's
good
the
on
fully
welding,
executed.
Over at Pickens Tech, I taught
I didn't do Sheridan.
CNC machining over there for about
Yeah, you
6
did.
years. An adjunct professor, which means that you're not a real professor, you just have enough hours to teach it. But it was to get people through that. It was 2 years.
Yeah.
I think my dream job.
You what?
My dream job is to teach some of these younger kids to paint. Hands-on paint. You show them. They ain't no book. They ain't no stuff.
The trades are going to hell.
I know. You can't find good painters.
Or welders, or fiberglass, or fabrication, or name something.
Colorado ended adjunct
Framers,
professors.
drywallers. There's so many electricians. But I think if you train them.
How about a shoe farrier? How about a farrier for a horse? You can't. They're fucking going away.
I bet you that is a dying art.
Oh my God! And we still need shoes.
You still need them.
Yeah.
Shoes.
The problem is to teach, you now have to go to college and get a teaching degree, which is a master's degree,
It's needed.
to teach anything.
Yeah, but Nike makes
The
most of their
teachers
stuff in
union
Malaysia.
changed that.
What are they going to
Used
do?
to have 6,000 hours experience in that field to be an adjunct
Ting,
professor.
ting,
You weren't a real
ting.
teacher,
No, just tie 'em up.
but you knew how to teach that.
Tom Martino here. Let's talk to Steve and Cheryl Cordova.
StarQualityPainting.com on our referral list. Okay, so somebody hires. What do they look for prep? The very first thing. Can I guess? Please, teach. Power washing.
That's the first thing you do.
Okay, then what? I'm going to write this down. Power washing. Then what's next?
Let the house dry. Make sure it's 100% dry.
Okay, power washing. Dry.
Then you start prepping.
Okay, what's that?
Checking windows, caulking windows, checking for peeling paint.
What do you do? Scrape everything loose off the house, right?
Yes. The bottom.
Does it have to be? But you can blend, right? If you have some mills of paint and some places where there's more mills than others, but none of it's loose, it's okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you scrape all loose stuff. Do you sand?
Yes.
Scrape and sand.
Some areas you do have to sand.
Scrape, sand, and caulk.
Yep.
Okay, so we can say that. Now, I would say you scrape and sand first, then caulk. What are you caulking?
We're caulking windows.
Any cracks, basically?
Any cracks. Let's say where the trim meets the siding, where belly bands meet, those type of things. You're checking almost anything backsides of soffits.
Does every surface have to be sanded? Like if it's No, it's just okay. You scrape the loose stuff. How do you know what to sand? Don't you scuff everything or not?
No. What happens is that back in the day they had really good real wood. Now these houses are built with composite wood. You can't sand it. So you
damage it.
You damage it more than good. So you prep it right. You prime it with the correct primer.
Okay, so you can't then bead blast or sand blast, right? Because it would ruin.
No, you would ruin the house.
I'm going to force feed him a screaming deal to give.
Well, they're so busy all the time.
It don't matter. You better do it.
Give us a screaming deal.
2 rooms, get 1 free.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
You'll do that?
Oh, yeah, we'll do.
He came out and did our house. Beautiful
Honest to God,
interior.
2 rooms.
We're going to do 2 rooms, full price. Your third room is absolutely free.
Is it every 3rd room or just buy 2, get 1? If they buy another 2, they don't get another 1.
This is only a one-time offer. You get 2 rooms. Your last room is for free. All labor material is included. There is no money up front with us. You pay us when we get done.
Okay, that's great.
Seriously, he wants to be your painter for life.
No,
that's the bottom
and here
line.
it is, starqualitypainting.com. That's the easiest way to remember, starqualitypainting.com. Hey, Steve, on a caller, Steve, you got a furniture. How did the carpet place ruin your furniture?
Hey, Tom, this is custom order furniture from Howard Lorton Galleries.
Yeah.
This stuff cost me about $13,000.
Wow. How did they ruin your carpet? Did they your furniture, I mean. How did they ruin it?
This is a white corduroy furniture. They came in, we've never had it cleaned. We had it cleaned for the holidays. They came in and cleaned it.
Oh.
And all these yellow and rust spots showed up everywhere on the furniture.
Hold on, Steve. Hey, Daphne, we need to work on this one. I'm going to give it to you to get him back tomorrow. Let's get some experts on. I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget referralist.com and save all your problems for me.
Was that
We were gonna have